What's up, family? What's up, family? The Avengers are back. If I had my glasses going, I'd be like Diddy in the video. Bad boys
With
come
your
out and
bad self.
play. Let's bring the crew in.
Is that a U-Haul?
Hey, man, listen, it's moving season. It's moving season. You know, kids are getting ready to go home. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh.
We're actually running a promotion. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh.
So if you are, you know, in certain states, call me. I got a truck ready for you.
You buy a certain amount of weave, right?
Hey, man, no. This is my separate hustle. You know what I'm saying? This is my separate hustle. So I'm just letting you know. So if you in the state of Florida, you know, hey, listen. I'm pretty sure Brian Kelly need one down in Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? You know, and Lane Kiffin, they got Lane Kiffin's shirts and stuff out there. You know, I got Lane covered. You know what I'm saying? So it don't make a Confederate food. I got y'all
too. Well, it's rough in these coaching streets right now. You're right.
It is. Oh my gosh.
It's rough in the swag.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I just want to say before we get started, Gain Street is closed. If you cross Gain Street, you cannot come back. Gain Street is closed. That's all I'm gonna say.
Rick Ross wrote a whole song about that. In the hook of the song, baby, don't cross that line. Stay over there. Oh,
see,
man.
Marvin said, you know, hey, Marvin, listen, 1-800 U-Haul, Mr. Campbell, you know how they had a little checkout. You get the discount code, put Mr. Campbell in there, get you 15% off.
I know 2 coaches in Tallahassee need Mr. Campbell's U-Haul.
Hey, man, listen.
Three.
Oh.
Yeah,
3.
I mean, Leon High School still got that man out there. They rolling him out there, but you know, they might as well let your boy stay over there. Let that Rattler coach, because he could have done better than that garbage they did this year. Respect, of course.
I thought you talking about the renter coach we got that be up on Cozy. That's what I thought you were talking about. My bad. But I mean, hey, if he needed to, then
he don't get a U-Haul, he get a rider, you know. For anybody who's ever had the pack, you know the difference. Oh goodness. So a couple days after the FAMU lost to Mississippi Valley State, how are y'all feeling? The season's concluded. We had no coaches meeting today, no post-game coach conversation on Saturday. That's why you didn't get it from myself or anyone else. No SWAC media call. How are y'all feeling today?
Wait, now was it just from him or was it like from?
Well, let me. I want to. I'll let everybody go, but let me say something about the SWAC media call. They already announced. So just to let you guys know, the end of the SWAC season actually ended last week. They told everybody that last week was the final call for all the coaches, and this week is traditionally always the SWAC championship call. So you don't get a call from Gramblin's coach. You don't get a call from Alabama State or Southern. So that is tradition. So that was done. I will say this though, because of when our game was, thank goodness there was not a coach's call, because we don't need no more coaches calls right now. Because after last week's coach's call, what did not bear well going into this game. So that's what happened.
And we had no post game Saturday after the game. They didn't have and Itabina. That's what they said on the Zoom. And then today they said they would move it to later on in the week to do a weekly recap or season recap call.
Where do you do that at? Ain't this a board of trustees meeting Thursday and Friday?
You know.
Okay. All right.
Just let me know the address so I can have this truck parked.
Oh goodness! So
we're gonna
y'all watch, what you got, Troy? What you got?
I'm just saying we gonna need 2 real soon, real soon.
Well, really, it's 4 because you think about it. The athletic director at Florida State, he gonna have to go. The football coach at Florida State, he gonna go. I don't know. Y'all do what y'all. We're gonna see what happens with Cozy. His friend gonna go. Heck, the way the basketball season looking, one of them might go.
Basketball coach,
we might be able to get a nice little 5 deal. You know, buy one get the 5th free, something. I don't know. You know, 55 something. Just saying. Something.
I am not a fan of that basketball coach over there. Christmas coming soon.
It is. It is.
Which one? Look, I'll be honest. Ain't but 2 basketball coaches I like in Florida, in Tallahassee, and one of them she's on the line. I like because didn't she get B2A the other night? Wyckoff. Charlie might be the only game in town. I take advantage of this.
But
point.
I'm not.
I'm gonna stop because I'm an FSU fan and Troy's an FSU grade.
I'm gonna give Brooke some grace.
I like Brooke.
I'm gonna give Brooke some grace. I'm gonna give her some grace.
Look, Brooke
But
feeds
she
into
has
that
to put
epic
up
old joke.
Is ridiculous.
Anyways, so we watched that game, or y'all watched that game. I watched the replay of it. I ain't gonna lie. Outright, I had to listen to the Velvety Pipes of Brian Fulford on the radio station that doesn't contribute here, but we thank for them for what they do. I also caught it on SWAC TV, which it was solid. They had a couple times where the commercial breaks were kind of mid, but early on in the game, FAMU actually looked like they might win the game.
Yeah, we scored first. Had a first quarter touchdown. That was about the only exception to what we've seen all year. Everything else kind of went part of course. You know, on the Wednesday show, we talked about them being last and third down, and they only scored 6 and 3 points previously, and the worst offense in the swag, and what I said was, well, that don't mean nothing when they play us. They had a backup quarterback that threw for 358 yards.
Say that, wait a minute. I want you to say that real slow. A backup quarterback.
A backup quarterback. And the guy who had like 2 interceptions is the guy who wanted to come to FAM, who's from East Gaston. He's a local boy.
Several local boys. I mean, that was, I think, in the recruiting cycle this year, I want to say Mississippi Valley State hit the Big Bend area for at least, I want to say 3 to 5 athletes, which, I mean, we're talking about, I believe, East Gaston. I think they got, Gaston, a couple of them. But then you go back and I think Lincoln, they had one from Lincoln or Rickards and maybe Godby as well. Like they came back to North Florida and cleaned up really well. And though, I mean, I'm just saying some of those players already announced they in the transfer portal. But, you know,
I'm saying something without saying something. As a matter of fact, one of them was on their way to Highest 7 Hills, but I think they got picked off by another Florida program with ties to that particular county.
We're gonna see how long that lasts, because I know y'all heard the word on the street, man. Somebody might be a candidate for that USF job now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, my boy Ace he's banging the drum hard. He doesn't want Gruden, but he wants who.
He almost beat USF.
So wait a minute, because I want to make sure. So, and I didn't believe this. So Jerry Mack is in the running for the USF job.
So from what they've been saying is they're looking at Willie, they're looking at John Gruden only because John Gruden's from the area, and they've also considered Dan Mullen. I think they were considering the coach at James Madison, but he's been hired at UCLA now.
Correct.
And then there was another one, but in my opinion, I think Willie Simmons should get it. But because of the fact that Derek Brooks is there, I feel like his former Super Bowl head coach, John Gruden, is going to end up getting it, which his offense is too complex for 18 to 22-year-olds, in my opinion.
And so Jerry Mack is the other person.
The rumor about Jerry Mack is just not even on the radar.
No,
Jerry Mack.
Well, I was told
NCC Central at Kennesaw State now.
I thought somebody said that was kind of fake news, maybe.
Okay, no, I thought it was.
Yes.
Was he even being considered, or this just totally out of the order. That's what I want.
Yeah. My understanding is that John Gruden is the front runner. I personally would prefer John Gruden because I got other things that I want to see happen in this world. But again, I graduated from USF in 2002 with my master's, and they ain't been serious about football ever. That building fund been going since I got the USF.
That's true.
So, I mean, it's the church building fund. They ain't serious, and that's why they coach left so fast.
They have decent practice facilities. Their indoor practice facility is nice. You got to get
it is.
Yeah.
And they also had a track stadium right next to whatever they call the Sun Dome now. There was a track stadium there all my life.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have to do anything crazy. They could have built the stadium many years ago right there. And what they're doing now, building the stadium right there. So they're not serious about football.
Next to the Yingling Center.
Yeah, they're not.
Okay. So,
all right, back to Valley.
Talking about people who are unserious about football. MVSU's coaching staff proceeds to go down, and by halftime, we give up 14 points. We get 10 back, so we kind of it's tight at half. Going into halftime, how did y'all kind of feel about this game?
I mean, my thing was I just wanted to see him get in, win, and get out of there. I didn't care if it was by 10 points or by 1 point. I just wanted to see him just get a win and get out at that point. But we know things don't go that way.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the aggression. I know one thing, we talked about it last week. I've been very vocal about it. Ashley, it's a shame. Y'all have my back on that one. We showed some pulse going into halftime where we didn't take a blessed knee, and so that gave me some hope. I had to temper it because I was driving and we were trying to get my son for his birthday and have him enjoy it. But we showed a little bit of excitement going into halftime, which I greatly appreciated. And man, what if we would have done that a couple more times during the season?
Go ahead, Troy.
Yeah, go ahead, Troy.
Did we not get another interception on the first drive?
We did get interception that first.
Points.
Yes.
He got 0 points again.
I think so.
Okay. All right. So
and
is that 3 games in a row?
Is it 3 or 4? It's been a lot. Like it's been a couple games where that's a standard.
Yeah, Alabama A&M, Bethune.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this game for sure.
We cannot. And this isn't on the kids. This is coaching. You have to have a sudden change shot play. This is coaching at this point. Like, I want to be the good guy and be like, oh, well, this ain't happened once, not twice. We are 3 times in a row now. We get a sudden change. On the thing in the beginning of the season, we were complaining about them not getting turnovers. They got turnovers, and then there was nothing produced from the turnover.
Facts.
Man, we got backwards hat, Troy. Come on, say hello to the bad guy. Let's keep it a bean. Like once you get through and consistently offensively, we've shown once you get outside of that first drive of scripted plays, it quickly becomes a place where we didn't know what we were doing. And that's been from the onset of the season, whether it was the Howard game down in Boca at FAU. Like I remember distinctly sitting out there at whatever the name of the stadium is, Owl Field or whatever it is down in Boca, FAU Stadium, whatever they call it. And being like, all right, first drive, cool. But what's going to happen when we run out of our scripted plays? And once we ran outside of our scripted plays, it was like, all right, well, this is that SOS again. So I think that's something that was about this offense, and I'm pretty sure we'll kind of look at it. But once we get outside of those scripted plays that either the coach is comfortable with or that the quarterback or the players knew, man, it kind of went downhill kind of quick. So I think this is another game where, RJ, he did push the ball downfield a couple times. He also threw the ball in harm's way a few times. But, one of those picks wasn't on him. I can't give all 3 picks to him. Now that last one, that was definitely on him. That was a bad pass. But we'll look at that. But that first interception on the double pass, I actually was more on. It wasn't a great play call for the moment. Like
I agree.
I could be wrong, but when you're looking at it, RJ's really
still was a bad pass though.
Downfield, though. It was a horrible pass. But
yeah, it was still a bad pass. It was bad play call, out of sequence, all that good stuff.
It was an unnecessary play. It was unnecessary. It wasn't necessary there. That was the bigger thing.
Because we were moving the ball.
I want to point out something because there's a theme, and I'm going to say this. People could totally disagree with me. We had a watch party, and one of the things, and Kelvin talked about this, and we all talked about this. Would these guys come to play? I'm going to honestly say our football team, those guys look like they did not check out. They played hard, and anybody doesn't, because to me the score indicated that they were playing to win the game. That they were just not here. Now the defense is, as Kelvin said, what happens, Kelvin? Every time we score, what do we do?
Give it right back.
Okay. So
give it up, baby.
Act like that's not been
we's a hole.
Listen.
Going off defense.
Hey, 601, 504, 805, wherever she goes. So she's whatever she is, what we know. But the thing about, but I want to give our players credit on that because they were in a very difficult situation. And to your point, and again, Keith, you kind of saw the offense again. We scored first. You know what I mean? On a play that we want to see, a big play, a big run. So I'm saying, okay, now we want to see it. I just want to set that table because I think, again, everybody has their opinion in the chat. So I'm not disrespecting you. But I don't want to just have a lazy narrative. Oh, we just lost because we didn't want to be there. I don't think that was the case. You know what again? I don't think that was the case.
I vehemently disagree with the idea that they did not come to play. I mean, 172 yards rushing, and we didn't give up 100 yards rushing. I mean, granted, we gave up almost 400 passing, but still, right. you switch one for the other. But I don't think the guys lack passion. I think, again, it came down to the fact that those 3 interceptions were really killers. I mean, they were killers, and it didn't help when the fact that the defense was a sieve all night long. That made it to where this was so systematic or so similar to me to the Howard game, to where you had one side of the ball that kind of showed up, the other half that didn't. And at the end of the game, you put up decent stats that says you probably could have and should have won the game in a lot of areas, but you still lost.
Did anybody see that the safeties from Valley did not want to tackle Thad head up? Did y'all see that?
Nobody wanted to tackle Thad head up.
That was thumping.
We could have ran over them all game long.
We could have.
I don't know why we didn't run more.
That was thumping.
He was trying to leave it down the field.
Mr. Campbell was right, though. That double pass is an unnecessary play when you looking, and let's be honest, they didn't want to tackle none of the running backs, really. Like, whenever our running backs got ahead of Steve, them boys are like, man, I really don't want to do this.
One of the things, you talk about the safety, and they talked about this in the game, their safeties was 20 yards back. That's how much speed that they knew we could. And this is why I'm saying again, and we talk about this all the time. We had Coach Cole on here last week. It's always about scheme and structure with FAMU. Because, again, you guys got 20 yards back. I'll tell you, there were many times, the perfect play that should have been ran? Tight end curl. Would have been 7-8 yards every time. Campbell should have had, or any of our tight ends should have had 100 yards receiving. Because that play was open every time. But they either sent him further down the field instead of basically 5 yards to turn around.
Quick
to make an easy throw. It would have been 8-9 yards. You didn't see what the defense was giving you. Anytime you're sitting up there, they're sitting basically 20 yards back, wide open, and constantly, and you hear the guys saying that, hey, the safeties are really back. And I'm like, okay, this is the time the tight ends should take over. Or I'll tell you another thing, too, a quick little slap pass to Haley, you know what I'm saying? A little zip route, that would have gotten the ball. But that's the thing, again, that we constantly have just seen of not looking and adjusting what the defense was giving us, especially when it was very obvious that we were faster than everybody on the offensive side with those guys.
Yeah. And so second half, honestly, that's where the game gets out of hand. Like, honestly, you just kind of go back and you look, just box score wise, you got 14, they got 21. And that's really where the game changes, because once Valley gets up to that 35 points, FAMU has multiple opportunities. They just squander it. So the second half. That's really where the game ends. What your boy from the Dallas Cowboys says, you can't win the game in the first, second, and third quarter, but you can win the game in the fourth quarter. And this is a game where Valley won it in the fourth quarter, and FAMU didn't.
They had a 21-7 run after we went up 24-14. That tells you.
That's the recipe right there. Especially when it just looked like our defensive players were always just out of place. Like it was like they would dump right over their heads and it'd be right in the pocket where we were just always out of place. And this is not just a Saturday thing, but probably all season thing. But I'm just like, it's like they're always out of place. They're close, but they're always out of place.
I think Ashley used a word for those who may not be as keen or locked in with the game. She said the word pocket, and I think that screams to the fact that the zone defense wasn't working. And you're noticing where when you're watching this game, there's a lot of quick passes, and we're still giving up such a huge cushion. And it's like, why in the heck are you giving these guys this kind of cushion when you have a secondary? They can at least run. They may not be the best guys in some coverage formations, but when you're looking at how Ashley's pointed out, the guy was throwing it into the holes of the zone. Mm-hmm. And it's like, switch up the defense. Like, why are you still running this dedicated to this zone concept? And it didn't work. Like, and the defense played hard. They just, to me, I after a while, I just watched, and I said this last night, the defense was too freaking complicated. Like, I think when you go back and you watch the season and you watch our defense as a whole, I said that, and I feel this way, that this defense was built by an academic and not a player. And I'm not saying that the coach isn't a player. The coach obviously was a football player, but the approach was of an academic where this should work versus, no, this is what is and what ain't going to work. And we know for football players and most athletes, make it simpler. Kelvin said it last week, keep it simple, stupid. And so when the players are just reacting versus thinking and reacting, you get better results. And I felt like a lot of times you can take the poster child number 19. A lot of times he's thinking and not reacting. I think we put our players in too many opportunities where they had to think and not react.
Well, fellas, to the point I was making, I just want to add some stats here. Thad Franklin averaged 6.7 yards a carry and went over 100 yards. Mm-hmm. Jamal Haley averaged 6.2 yards a carry and almost had 100 yards.
Right.
Just run the goddamn ball. You got, the weather, it had been wet. It was cold. The weather wasn't the best. There's nothing they can do with your running game. Just run it. You ain't got that. That would have prevented some of those interceptions. It would also gave us a bigger advantage with time of possession, and it would have wore them down. I would tell you, I have some inside information about Valley team. They didn't think they was going to win this game, and they didn't go into this game. Frankly, I'm not saying they were tanking, but I would say that they had checked out. They did not have a great week of practice.
Well,
but we kept them in the game.
All right. I want to follow up on your point about the running. See, here's the thing about it, and I talked to. So we're doing a watch party. I call coaches, you know what I mean, and say, hey, what are you seeing? Because a lot of coaches, they're off, in our league. And the thing about it is not so much as run the ball, is that our concepts are so simple. It's easy to identify how we're going to run the ball. Mm-hmm. So we don't set up plays that, again, we have 5 or 6 different formations, but we're still going off tackle. And when they line up in a certain play, the defense already knows what we're going to do. What has happened, especially with Haley, we execute a play totally perfect where everybody blocked, and then Haley goes the distance. But that constant 4, 5, 6, 7 yards where you got to maintain drives, which we have not done the whole year. That's why I got in a fearful thing when I started seeing that we weren't up, because I knew that's just not our team to go make a drive 70, 80 yards. We're just not built for that. But the reason why we're not built for that is because, to your point, we do run the ball. We go first, second down. We get 3 yards. And all of a sudden, RJ is behind the sticks and it's 3rd and 7. That's what you saw in this game. And then the big plays, once again, all our plays are scored on big plays because we can do that. But so I want to point out, it's the lack of scheme when the other coaches can see they're going left, they're going right. And I'm telling you, I'm talking to coaches that's telling me, hey, Mr. Carroll, I'm telling you what they're getting ready to do. You know, same thing we had Coach Cole on there. We're talking about the defense. So it's the same thing. We just have not been able to put again. Nobody's Willie Simmons, but there is something about when Willie would set up plays that you would see the multiple formations, the tight, the spreads, and things like that. And he would really run the same plays over and over again, but just different formations.
Yep, using motion, right? Manipulate the defense, right?
So there you go. So that ties into why you see that when Thad kind of just gets bunched up there, because it's just a simple little handoff that doesn't allow him any ingenuity as far as the play set up. That hey, maybe it's going left, you know, maybe it's going right when it's going the opposite direction. We never saw that, especially in this game.
One of the comments I made was because I was at Albany State game, but I was watching SWAT TV on my phone, so I was watching our game at the same time. And one of the comments that I made was, why don't we pull the ball at least once or twice? Because they ends were crashing in. They weren't paying no attention to RJ. I don't care if he pivot left or right. Or if he had just kept the ball 2 or 3 times, he probably would have walked into the end zone. Yeah, you got to have counter to things you do. When you have tendencies and your tendencies are so predictable and people know what you're going to do, you got to run counters off that stuff.
Yep. And he had a couple plays where RJ, he pulled the ball. I was surprised. He ran the read option. He held it, and he ran for like about 20 yards, and he slid
it was there all game.
It was open.
Absolutely.
So it was what it was. Unfortunately, FAMU finishes out the season with a loss. And now Mississippi Valley State has a 2-game winning streak against FAMU. You have a losing season, your first losing season probably since the Ruben Carter era.
Since 2016.
Or Alex Woods.
I mean, since
2016.
Woods. Yeah.
Alex Woods.
So 1-10. We were 1-10 that season.
Yeah. I choose not to remember that. And
wait a minute, but let me just say that as a caveat. Remember, and this is before the portal era, Willie came in and was 6-5.
Facts.
So things can change in this world in the portal era. That's a little, as they say, a teaser for later on.
Mention it for later on, man. We're gonna get y'all. We're gonna hit our first commercial break. We're gonna come back with what you see is what you get. We got 4 plays, 2 good, 2 not so good, and they haven't seen these plays yet. They've seen them, but I didn't get to send them to everybody, so their eyes gonna be fresh as yours. So y'all gonna get honest analysis like you always do, but fresh analysis too. So you got a 2-minute and 43-second break starting now.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear an HBCU image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU.
College football fans, the Cricket Celebration Bowl is celebrating 10 years of crowning an HBCU national champion. A champion will rise at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 13th as the MEAC and SWAC champions clash in Atlanta. Join us for championship football, interactive fan experiences, and iconic marching bands. It's an HBCU family reunion that you don't want to miss. See who will be crowned the next HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
And we're back. The Avengers are back. Man, day after, well, 2 days after, right? Feels like it was just yesterday, but lost to Mississippi Valley. But all things are not horrible, right?
Did y'all see we got a commitment also about 50 minutes ago?
Did y'all see we got somebody else in the transfer portal?
I knew it was coming.
Who hit the transfer portal this time?
Somebody that we've been talking about a lot these last few weeks. On the defensive side of the ball.
Let that cup pass. Let that cup pass.
Does it look like a 747?
Yes, Troy.
Hey,
the voice of reason, Troy.
This one, I don't think we'll have a problem with.
Uh-oh. Ooh, look! I haven't been able to be on the socials. I've been responsible and watching. Look.
Well, I just want to say we did get Devin Anderson, who I believe he's a defensive back out of Godby High School. He just committed about 50 minutes ago, so it's a good sign.
Okay.
And I've been seeing quite a few. I mean, like Big Ben offers going out.
Yeah, we went to Thomasville.
Yeah, the surrounding area.
And Thomas County Central has a show enough squad over there going to the state again.
Absolutely, half of them from Tallahassee.
Yeah, you're right. including one of them we offered. You're right.
Yeah.
Look, y'all got me over here looking. Now I gotta be responsible and find out. Y'all drop it.
Number 19.
Oh,
number 19.
Well, let me ask you a question. Did he thank FAMU for everything we've done and God has led him to a new path?
I hadn't seen his.
We don't have a background, I like to thank the fans and people, and God has lead me to a new path and on my next journny. You can contact me at www some or icecoldagent.com or something. No, all these type of guys got agents, and like if you go look and see who's representing them, it's like some shady looking dude that's got like 3 followers. They're talking about he's an NIL agent, but
You're right.
I can't say that. I know
very grimy game. You're right.
So Michigan, the game kind of grimy there.
Jay Johnson's going to send Haley in motion now.
Let's see. We had some good plays. We had some bad plays. But what you see is what you get. The film doesn't lie. And, game tells everything that's going on. So got some film from the game. And we're going to look at it and see a couple of these plays and see what we saw that was good. And, tell us what we get from all these videos here. So let me see right here. We're going to start with a high note if I can, right? So let me go and turn the audio off. So Jamal Haley, y'all mentioned it. He went for darn near 100 yards. Huge run play right here. Ran that ball in the words of Lil Boosie, like a man, and scored a touchdown. So what did y'all see on that play right there? Yes, I did hit the Lil Boosie reference.
Run that back again.
Absolutely.
We do that every time. We always block down to the left. We even did it on that play.
So simply, he did a good job of pressing the line before he bounced it. When he bounced it outside, the end was out of place. They looked very slow, and as you talked about earlier, nobody wanted to really tackle that. The effort on Valley part was just trash.
And they're not fast. Like 22 is wearing the athlete's number.
But right there, come on, man.
He's not an athlete. What
They
Coach
wasn't
30
really
said.
trying to make that play.
Coach Go 30 said he's not an athlete. I'm not gonna say the rest of what Coach Go 30 be saying. But
The linebacker on that side did jump in the gap and took himself right out to play. Both linebackers, the middle and the left side linebacker.
Jeez,
so
22. My goodness.
Wait, 22 made a business decision.
Yeah, I'm saying the effort was not there.
Yeah, this is horrible effort.
Look, not really strong enough, not really fast enough.
Yeah.
Not sure if I should have went to another school.
And oftentimes it's also swatting for the ball rather than actually just tackling. And it doesn't, 22 looked like he really was trying to swat to hit the ball and not really take him down or make it look like that.
He looked tired. He looked like he was running in the middle of the run and said, "I'm tired, boss."
Somebody tackle him. That's what it looked like.
Right.
He wasn't going like, I'm finna tackle him. He was like, somebody tackle him, please.
Like 23, bring your arms, wrap up. Oh my gosh. Something. But touchdown for I'm happy.
I love it.
One of the key things about this play, and kind of if you look at the tight end made a hell of a block.
Yeah.
If you come on and right here, he kills this guy coming in the hole. This actually allows Haley to bounce it outside because you see the time thing that's Campbell number 6. And see, he just kills him right here.
I told you.
Totally ties up almost 2 guys.
Great.
Yeah, they were double team.
That block really will set it off. And the thing about it,
71 had sealed the end too.
Yeah.
Or to get past.
So when you're looking at this, and now you're talking about, and this is what I got excited. So I'm like, okay, we're off and running early. You know what I mean? You can kind of see this is what's going to happen all game. We already come with a big play to Cal's point. We usually don't do this in the first quarter. You know what I mean? I got really excited. I said, okay, now we're off to the record. Mind you, they had given up like 40 points the last 3 games and only had scored like between 3 and 6 points.
Look at the wide receiver on that side too. Yeah, wide receiver laying on that DB.
He was. I noticed that.
Nice.
He was laying on him.
And see, this is I said these guys wasn't the middle of it. You saw these guys being physical right here, right?
They were physical.
Is that Jalen Rogers that blocked him like that at the top?
Right there in the corner.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, he got that boy in the police position.
He had him in the figure 4.
Nice.
So early on, as y'all see, man, we had some good plays. All of it wasn't doom and gloom. I do love the breakdown. I'm with y'all with the tight end. I think as much as we have down the receivers this year, one thing they have done, they have blocked. Like for most of the season, even when they haven't caught the ball, they've blocked. And so, it's one of those things. It's bittersweet, right? Because it's hard to take away any thing great from a loss, but you still got your moments where you have some big plays here and there.
Yeah, lost the Valley. That's just a different kind of loss. A back-to-back loss. This is supposed to be a payback game, remember?
Them boys. Yeah, damn.
Boy, look at them heads and them faces.
Man, look.
I'm sorry I brought that up.
No, man, they were supposed to be in Atlanta. They were supposed to go, to the Blue Flame and everything else. And man, the Jokers end up going up the P Valley and getting nothing. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Anywho's another good play though. We're gonna have some ugly from him too. But he stood up there, he made a pass, and Ace caught it.
Yes.
Nothing special about that play either. He just ran past. The guy was impressed, but he never put his hand on it. He didn't try to jam him. He just ran right past him.
Nice.
One thing that stood out to me with this play when I watched it, especially on the playback, I just was like, that just looked so simple and so basic, but in a good way. Obviously, we scored a touchdown. And I'm like, I feel like we offensively for sure have, and probably defensively too overall. I just feel like we played complicated when simple things just really do work.
When you're the better team, you got better talent and more speed, you should be simple in your approach and just let your talent win the game.
I mean, that was the thing that I talked about. You could just see how much faster our receiver, and this has been a thing, my argument has been get the ball, because even the guy in the slot or going in the on the post route was open. That would have been a touchdown. So you had 2 guys that were open for touchdowns. in this play. And this is the thing, again, when you're looking at this, it's like put them in distress. Make your playmakers make big plays. Again, this is the thing that we just, again, as Kelvin said, we make a play like this, then what does the defense do? We can never get the stop where we can make another big play to get space. And that's the thing that was just mind-blowing in this whole game when you're looking at a Valley team that, again, as Kelvin said, maybe had a bad week of practice, had a backup quarterback, and then he made transfer tape off of us. He might get in the portal and say, look at this game tape. I mean, that's what, hey, listen, the kid Ross from Bethune is in the portal. You know what his video is? All of Florida Classic. His video, his promo video is on us.
But he was gonna go either way. He had already.
I'm just saying, he's trying to use our game as a promo though.
Yeah.
All right, we had some high notes. Now we got to hit some of the low notes. This right here. This is a good play call.
Right there. That right there. All year long.
Motion.
You're being toasted. Why are you up on the line of scrimmage?
I see what he means. Yep.
Because they're going to jam him.
Nope. Bail. One receiver does jam.
Both guys bit.
This was just, they bit on it, right?
I mean, but it's right there in their face. I mean, you got a guy jamming. What they biting on? That's my issue. What the hell are they biting on? It's only 2 receivers over there, and there's 3 DBs.
So my thing is,
and one of them jammed. What are they biting on?
I'm not sure. Wait, I'm not sure what number that is, but whoever that is at the top, his eyes are in the backfield. And because whoever man that is, the linebacker out there that's supposed to be covering that flat is supposed to fly up and take the man that's about to pass it. But the DB's eyes are just, he's in the backfield. He's not even trying to, I don't even know what he's doing.
It looks like number 13.
He don't know what he's doing either.
He pointed like he's passing you.
But this is the question that I'm trying to figure out, and I didn't get Coach Cole, and I looked at this. I can't see. This goes back to my point. Are they in man single high? Because the safety's up, and once again, if he's single high, that he's got to go back, and he's coming up because it looks like they're in man single high. Because again, they ran a little loop underneath that, and I'm assuming that linebacker is supposed to be, because it looks like they're in man. But I'm trying to figure that out. So are they in man single high?
Back to my point that I said earlier, Mr. Campbell, our defense is too bleeping complicated.
Who the hell is 13 pointing at? He the last man on the field.
He pointed to tell y'all that the receiver was passing them, and he pointed.
I mean, it was a pass. It was a pass behind the line of scrimmage. It looked like a receiver pass from the jump. I just don't understand what they're confused about.
Yeah, whoever that defensive back is, he's supposed to pick that man up and run with him.
Yeah, so I think that's why he raises his hand, like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, and see, this goes back to what I have always been saying since probably after homecoming, emphasizing communication and emphasizing details on defense, details and discipline. We literally have it on T-shirts via your head coach, but we're not following through with it. And this is one of those plays that just, it's a head scratcher and it's so irritating.
I mean, you had one safety. That's your safety running back there. Everybody comes up. Nobody act like they have responsibility for the deepest receiver. We had a safety in midfield, and I don't think that was his man, by the way. But the fact that he was out of position too, I don't understand what the hell they were doing on defense on that play at all.
But is that the alignment though? Like that seems like that's been a consistent alignment for us this season, where we just have that safety kind of in the middle of who knows where, doing God knows what. For most of the season, like go back even to the Cookman game, that looks very similar to the same formation we lost the game to.
Except for it was a halfback pass versus a quarterback. But yeah, you're right.
And my other question is too, is like when we go over the scouting report and practice with the scout team for your ones that are on defense, how many times are we repping these plays over and over? Now, granted, I get it. We have an X amount of hours we're working with, but how many times are we repping these plays over and over again, doing it over and over again until you can't get it wrong in practice? How many times are we repping it in the film room and talking about it, saying, hey, look, when that happens, you pick him up. When that happens, you pick him up. Like, how many times are we talking about it? That's where I have a problem, because I feel like that's not happening.
JP, let me give it to you another way. Remember, the defense is going to get a call. So whatever your call is what your responsibility is. A zone, you stay in that zone no matter what they're running, because if you're running quarters, no matter what they're doing, you have a quarter protection. That's what you're supposed to do. If you're running, and that looks like and again, I'm going to have to break this down now, because that looked like a single high man, and it looks like when that guy came over, it was supposed to be a pass off, and they didn't do it. Because let me see. This guy, the guy comes in motion.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got essentially
right.
as the guy coming in motion, we have 5 men at the line of scrimmage.
Right. And I think the linebacker, I think they pass it off to him, because it looks like he's squared up with him.
Yeah, I see Nayron, like he signals and he starts moving over.
Right.
Yeah, they shift him with the motion.
Okay.
So linebacker points to him. Or whoever that is right there in the middle points at him when he's in motion. He kind of follows him. Then he bites up.
See, this is okay. All right, now I see what it is. Okay, so you see your guy. Okay. So they're running a stack play, okay? So you got your guy. So the guy in the back is actually got the guy that's standing off the line. That's his man, okay? So technically that's his man. So you've got the guy in press, right? The guy comes underneath. Technically, and it looks like, that's what I'm saying, it looks like that linebacker, but he went up, was supposed to trail that guy. Because watch the deep guy goes. He's coming into the guy. See, you guys, your corner is locked up with the other guy. And then the guy runs the wheel route, and then look who's supposed to be trailing.
Why in the world?
Why do you let him run
absolutely. Why would you have a linebacker in coverage on a receiver going in motion anyway?
But you ran that same play. That's how you lost the Florida Classic.
That's exactly how we lost.
I was like, that play don't look no different.
Yeah. Yeah, the safety. I mean, it wasn't a safety. I guess technically that's the corner over there.
Good, like the slot corner.
Yeah. He to me, because I don't see evidence that they were playing man. So without them playing man, I'm just not understanding why would he leave his area of responsibility. And clearly, number one was in his eyesight of vision. But I've talked about this team a lot about football IQ, and I just tell you. I heard Keith talk about, guys, what they saying on the sidelines. Well, the guys on the sidelines, they be on the field then.
Yes.
Because the guys on the field have no football IQ.
And I also question why you're blitzing. Why are you blitzing again? Like, we've literally seen this same play and asked this same question of why you're blitzing that corner there. I understand you're trying to generate pressure, and you're trying to blitz really 5, but it's, as Coach Cole pointed out, it's 5-on-5. It's a hat on a hat, and 2 of those hats are undersized hats.
But
so
see,
really
and it's single high. The safety also should not be coming up. It's single high. Anybody that go back, he should be going back.
Exactly.
Well, that's why I questioned.
That's why I single high with a pass off.
That's why I was questioning whether this was man or not, because the safety had like.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's single high, so he's supposed to be going back, not forward. And this. We literally had this conversation last week.
It's raggedy. What it is raggedy defense. Is what it is. That
is what it is.
We putting too much energy in breaking this down.
What you call it last week, Mr. Undisciplined? It's a whole lot of undisciplined folks on that defense.
I'm gonna say this. This play breakdown happened in practice. I don't care about your lack of hours of practice. You need to be efficient with your practice time. We ain't talking about week 1. We are talking about the end of the season. So from week 1 to now, you should have an efficient way to go through everything. We should not be having these same breakdowns at the end of the season. This is madness. Absolute madness. I don't want to hear about APR scores. It's enough.
Yeah. Not just that, Troy, though. Think about it like this. 2 weeks back to back. We just happened. That wasn't on purpose. To pick 2 plays that literally picked apart the same defense that had the same results.
Yep.
and we're doing this in what equates to like 10 or 15 minutes. What in the world did you do with hours of film time to watch film? That becomes the question for me, because we all went and worked a full-time job and came and did this.
Correct.
What in the heck did y'all do? And that's your full-time job.
Well, see, this kind of goes back to what we've said. You look at last week, we talked about the defense didn't know what they're doing. Troy saying what happened, but this is consistent. That's what it is. And this is where we have to question the defensive backs coach, the overall defensive scheme, where these mistakes have to be made in practice. And again, do you know what you're supposed to do? This is another time where guys are pointing. Do you know what you're doing? And again, this goes back and give a Sam Parker, the offensive coordinator. This is what you see on film against us. So it's not shocking that they ran the same play on the same side that Bethune-Cookman did almost the exact same thing, except it was a pass. Because what Sam Parker said, you know what? We're actually going to set up the same play, but we're going to pass it because they're going to be aggressive. I guarantee you that was a setup play just from the play from last week.
Agreed.
The same formation, and they're going to think we're going to do the same thing that Bethune-Cookman did. But we're going to make it a pass.
And same result. And what I would say is this about practice time. And so I had a great coach and mentor who was a Rattler offensive lineman who was my coach in high school. And then I got a chance to coach with him a little bit when I came back and in high school. But he had this saying. He said that practice don't make perfect. Perfect practice made perfect. If you practicing things the wrong way, you still gonna get the wrong results. And obviously, whatever we were practicing with that defense, we kept practicing the wrong way. And what we see, the same thing in practice, what you're gonna see in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously it wasn't corrected in practice, therefore it wasn't correct in the game.
All right, now this one I'm gonna throw y'all for a loop. I hinted that we might not put it up there, but I'm gonna put it up there. And what could RJ have done different? In this one, I said one of the picks was definitely on him. This one, what could Woody have done differently? I think the play call sucks.
You want me to
it was a jailbreak. It was jailhouse screen. I mean, they let all the linemen go. He got pressure early. But all they had to do is throw it away or throw it accurately.
Yeah, throw that away. Throw it in the dirt.
They came at him pretty fast.
Hey, have we not got enough of throwing screens near the goal line? Like, this ain't the first time. Have we not gotten enough of that?
But look at that, man. That shit wide open.
Wasn't he open in the flats right there?
He was open.
He was open in the flat.
He is open.
Right here. He was open.
It's wide open. Hell, just execute. If you can't turn to make the throw, then throw it away. But look at it.
Wide open, right there.
It's wide open. Oh my God.
It's an easy throw.
It's a dunk. That's almost a dunk.
But he wasn't able to set it. I get it. Pressure was there quicker than what he expected.
Remember what I called him, Keith and Kelvin, after the game? I called him Jamarcus Russell. Exactly what I called him.
That dude is wide open. Ain't nobody around him.
But here's the thing, guys, and we see this, and sometimes it's a cliche.
That might go for a touchdown if we execute that.
But this is the thing about what we haven't seen from RJ. So you see the guy step. RJ hasn't even hiked the ball yet. Did he tell the line to change protection? Did he switch the play? Things that you want your quarterback this stage of the game, right, to understand. Did we change the protection? Okay, I see this guy creeping up because again, to Troy's point and JP, they practice this play for it to do a certain thing. So if the defense does something else, right, this is natural. Okay, let me switch the protection. This guy's come up. This is not what we practice. Let's switch that. You don't see that. You see, let's just run the play and hope it works. This is what you want. Again, I'm going to say this again. What did you hear when you see T.C. Taylor? Jacoby Morgan said, I called the play because I saw the defense that they were in. This is what you want your quarterback to do at this stage of the game. And that's the thing I think is just frustrating. And then to the point is then you didn't throw the ball and just God knows hoping what happens, and then this is what happens.
He threw it blindly and falling back, and so it sailed on him. He also could have just dumped it to that to the halfback.
On the right side?
the halfback in flats. I mean,
I think if you look at it, it looked like it was a fake to the right to the halfback. I think, and the guy was on him so quick.
Yeah,
because I think it's supposed to fake it and then come back to the other side.
Yeah,
I think if he throws it to the right, that linebacker.
But once that pressure is there, he gotta get rid of it one way or the other.
He looked at it the first time, he should have dumped it and just let it be.
Yep.
we making this rocket science. When that DB starts creeping up, you check to another play.
That's what I'm saying.
Or you go with your hot read. In this case, he did have a hot read.
Yep. And then
he had a guy in the flat.
My other thing with this too is I see all of our linemen getting out there to set up the screen and block, but 62 still sitting there. I don't know if that's by design or why are you still sitting there? And then once the play's snapped and everybody takes off running out there, you get back in a squat in a set position. I don't.
And was he supposed to chip that guy that came free?
Oh,
that's kind of a question I have. I'm wondering if by design he's supposed to kind of come over and chip that guy to give RJ that extra second.
Yeah, when you call a screen though, especially in that area, you expecting some pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So he should have been prepared. He should have been prepared for that because the guy gives it away. He's there right now. But yes, to answer your question, the center should have chipped him before he ran out there. Especially if he knew. It depends on what the call was. Especially if he knew that back there was flaring out to the flats. Somebody had to pick up the middle, at least chip it. So with the running back going out to the flats to the right, then the center definitely would have had to chip that guy for a second. Usually it's a second, then you go. The center, once he hiked the ball, he just immediately went.
I'm going to say this. Playing quarterback at the highest of 7 hills is not playing quarterback anywhere else. The quarterback's there. The legacy is different. At the end of the season, not being able to have the option to change a play at the line of scrimmage is coaching.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I get what Off Script is saying, but it is coaching. Like, I want to kill the dude too. I do, because that was just a bad play. But at this point, we should be able to say, hey, on this play, you got 2 options.
I agree with Scotty a lot on that, though. Hey. I think that's something we've said all season long. You know, despite RJ's stats, we've definitely stated that at times we felt like the ability was in other places. I think he grew a lot this season, but I think the end results from him and for the season are what I feared, that he was going to grow through attrition. And unfortunately, FAMU is the wrong place to grow through attrition. This ain't the place you come to and you say, I'm a FAFO. You can't do that here. You need to go with something that's proven and something that's going to succeed. And honestly, I don't think that was a play call that he, like you said it best, Troy, he wasn't going to succeed. Not with that. He needed to check out of it. And as you pointed out, that's coaching. Does he know enough to check out of it?
No.
That's all I'm saying. That's my thing. That's the whole.
No, I mean we can answer that question. Hell, you can't even go to a second read. But maybe once again, he might be able to go to a second read. If his first read ain't there, he's stuck. He gonna get sacked or throw the ball that almost get picked off. In this case, they just picked him off this time. But also on that last play you showed, Keith, there was a 4-man front. And then you had the linebacker, I guess it was, walked up and he blitzed. If you what we call a rocket block back in high school anyway, if they block the guys to the outside, there's a big ass hole in the middle of the field. Mm-hmm. You could trap them and run it. And with Helly, I think that was Helly back there. Mm-hmm. That might be a 90-some yard touchdown.
And I think that lineman is there because he's going to come back and catch that ball, and he's going to run behind that lineman. And like you said, up the middle, gone. Like, good luck in that track meet. You don't have the speed for it. But the ball is overthrown, so.
Yeah.
All right, I think this is the last one. And, This is the one that I definitely I think this is the last one. Look, if it's not, then we'll call it the last one and be good. But he had one more pick at the very end. And yeah, man, it was what it was.
That was the pick that
sealed the game.
Yes. We held them. It was 3rd down and 9. And then again, we didn't give up many 3rd down conversions, but as our defense do in the 4th quarter, we gave up 14 points and we gave up a 39 fade pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't get off the field.
Couldn't get off the field. And another play where, honestly, it looked like a lot of the season our players didn't know what was going on pre-snap. And he just sailed it. But it was still thrown in triple coverage.
Yeah,
he didn't even set his feet.
Do it in triple coverage.
Yeah,
was that other receiver open? I think on the right.
He went to his first read.
Yeah,
on the right side he was open. Wasn't it? Going this one?
Yes,
straight down.
Another thing too with this play is, and we've had this problem since the Orange Blossom Classic. We're still trying to get guys lined up with under 10 seconds left on the play clock.
Mm-hmm.
Like this has been a consistent issue. Now the problem with this play for me, like, and the reason why it sails is his feet aren't set.
Nope,
his feet are not set.
How much was that? Do you think him being gun shy and trigger shy? Like, he's been sacked 4 times at this point in the game, I believe. He's thrown 2 interceptions. How much of that is him just panicking in the moment?
I think that is what it is, Juju. But yes, he has been gun shy all season as well. But it is him. The moment's too big for him. And I honestly, I've gone on record to say too, like, I do not trust him in a 2-minute drill. I don't think that he knows how to work the sideline, work the play clock. Well, we know he doesn't know how to work the play clock. We've burnt unnecessary timeouts on him all season. Like, he doesn't know how to just work his way downfield methodically.
Did he have a check down? Like, for a guy that's captain check down, does he have a check down on this play?
Wait, running back from the beginning? Let's see.
The 2 split ends on either side, they run like a stop, a 4-5 yard stop.
Go back.
Yeah, he doesn't have off scripts right. He doesn't have a check down here.
That's why I was like,
back? Who's the running back?
I think Haley's in there.
Haley, I think in there.
That might be Haley.
Please look at the fact that he just standing there holding his job.
Wait, running back. Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
And Oscar's also correct again. The running back should have released.
Yeah.
What down is this? What, 3rd and 9?
Release to where? He's not releasing anywhere.
Right. And nor did he block anybody.
That's a bigger thing. That's the bigger thing.
Yeah.
And Jay, this is the thing, and we talked about this, is what I talked about earlier. The way we score is through big shot plays. RJ is not a guy 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1 moving, because that's just not his game, because you have to process when you're doing that.
Yes.
You have to make the correct plays. And I'll tell you this too, the reason why they ran this play, because again, it was 4th down, right? Wasn't it 4th down?
3rd down.
Third.
This is 3rd down.
So
I think it was.
So now, which is even, because that's why I say it's 3rd down, right? It's fourth quarter, 3rd down. There was 3rd and this is the 3rd and 8.
Yeah, somewhere right now.
So again, you're not even playing maybe 2 downs. You know what I'm saying? Maybe let's get 6, and then we're in a short 4th and 2. Things like that, coaching wise, okay, I've got my 1st down play, and then I've got my 4th down to get the 4th down play, right? To get positive yards. And that's the thing about it. You just don't see those different route concepts to allow him to say, okay, here's my 1st down play. That's not, which it was not, because that was the way he was throwing his 1st down play. There was not another play for at least positive yards.
That's Thad in there.
4th or short.
That's not Haley. That's Thad. But yeah, Thad he didn't pick up anybody.
And Thad been consistent all year with picking up blitz. Like, I've hailed him for picking up blitzes on this show.
Just an all-around bad play.
Yes.
Yeah, bad execution.
Mm-hmm.
Wild times, man. So I think one of the good things about us sitting here, looking at the film a little bit is, again, and I know somebody asked me like, why are you watching the game again? It's like, well, I like to be right, but it's also, it helps you get other eyes on here and not just be the only person seeing it, and look, how do not know how to release on this.
Yeah, no, that's true too. Yeah, your experience.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, you're supposed to be the most pro-ready guy, and you don't realize that like you've got at least 15 yards in front of you. If you release on that, at least just try to release and be a safety valve. You can get that first down because what was it, 3rd and 9?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like you can get that.
But by the time he released, really, RJ is going through his throwing motion. He's already releasing it.
Yes.
RJ ain't gonna never take the time to go to his second and third read, even though you are absolutely correct.
That's true. And also, yes, to Mr. Campbell's point as well, like he's not that type of kid that's gonna go through those reads like that. I agree.
Man, oh man. So look, y'all good? Y'all want to run through this? Y'all want to hit going straight to the good, the bad, and the ugly?
Well, do we want to go there? I kind of want to ask the question.
Oh, ask the question. Ask the question.
So what does this mean? 5-7, another loss to Valley. How do we process this thing? Where are we?
You launch Colsey into the sun. Simply put, that's where I'm at. Launch him to the sun.
Listen, it's Marlo say that I'm probably not the easiest Florida State fan. I'm probably worse at Knowles in Rattler Nation because my expectations of you are greatness. You have not given me greatness. You have made my life difficult to be nice. This has been a piss poor coaching job all season. There has been constant breakdowns of a similar fashion. What am I to do? There are Rattlers that do not trust us for a historic number of reasons. And now my happy-go-lucky behind is trying to sell people on NIL and all this other stuff. Meanwhile, the dude that went to the same school I did is underperforming at an epic rate. What am I to do?
You got to lean on that baseball coach. Didn't he go to FSU? and they effed him over. Disrespectfully. I think to Kelvin's question, man, I think, and I got to give credit to Brian. Last night him and AD, actually AD Drew said it. The SWAC has a thing where it's blue blood programs. Your second year, it's not that if you're not performing, you're not coming back. We've seen it at Grambling, we've seen it at Southern, and unfortunately, it appears like we're going to see it at FAMU. I mean, again, Saturday, no coaches call. Today, no coaches call. You keep pushing it back, and at a certain point, I can't stand the boot skins, as Troy says it. I call it the state flag, but they have my favorite athletic director of all time to come through the state of Florida is named Jeremy Foley, and one of the things he said is, and it stands true in my opinion, what must be done eventually must be done immediately. And I've been the biggest stand for, hey, the budget says this, the budget says that, give them a chance, give them a shot. You can't lose the Valley 2 years in a row. You can't blow the Florida Classic. Like, I'm not going to take away, because Cookman won it, but they did nothing from a coaching standpoint to show that you were impressed. And in this game against Valley, you were simply outcoached. Like, with subpar athletes, respectfully, not being disrespectful to those kids, but you have players on that FAMU roster right now that will get a shot to go somewhere on Sunday. Not a lot, but one or two. I think it's a hard reset that is going to have to happen. And I implore you, my chapter brother, Winter Park alumni chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, to do what you must do on Founders Day. January 5th is Founders Day, the day the greatest fraternity on this side of heaven was ever created. And that's your first day as the athletic director of Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. And I implore you as your frat brother and your chapter brother to do the right thing. And do the right thing for FAMU. Do the right thing for those so that when you come back to chapter meeting, we can cheer and celebrate you. And so that, you know, we can still celebrate you in Phi Nu Pi, because it has become untenable to continuously support the program and tell people to support and put their funds in a place where I know good and blessed well it's a losing product. And me personally, I can't tell you to support a loser because I don't support losers. I'll cheer for you, I'll root for you, but I'm not going to willingly tell people to sacrifice their dollars and cents when this don't make sense. Do the right thing, Phi. On J5, make a move.
Well, let me say something to that timing is everything. We have signing day starting tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Early signing day is from December 2nd through the 15th. And then the transfer portal, I think, is January
2nd to 16th.
Yeah. So if there's a thought process, this is the administration side of me coming out now. So if there's a thought of doing anything, making any changes, it needs to happen this week.
I agree.
Immediately.
Otherwise, let it play out. I know that's not the popular thing. I know that's not what a lot of folks want to hear. I ain't gonna say it's my favorite idea, but from a administrative standpoint, it could be, it might be the responsible thing to do. Either you make a move now or you leave it alone.
That's why I said my deadline, that's why I said my deadline is December 5th. If I don't see anything by December 5th, I'm just like, look, we're winning 4 or 5, maybe less next year.
I got Wednesday. I implore J5. That's the start date.
Talk about that schedule, man, for next year. We go to South Carolina State.
Yeah,
we go to Jackson State. We go to Alcorn State. We go to Alabama State.
Yeah.
We play the University of Miami.
Yep.
That's 5.
I heard we're supposed to be playing. I heard we're supposed to be playing Sanford as well. Granted, they were also a 1-11 team, so who knows? Yeah, exactly.
It didn't matter before. I think last time we played them, they had a losing record and we lost to them too.
Hey, yeah. What was Valley record?
Coming in 1
both times. How many Division One teams? How many Division One teams has Valley beaten in 2 years?
Every record that was meaningful to Rattler Nation. Every record that was meaningful to Rattler Nation. This dude gave it up.
Yep.
He done freaked us.
It fell faster than the Berlin Wall.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley, I'm gonna let you go because I'm gonna be long-winded, so I'm gonna let you go.
I've heard all season long, like standard is a standard, right? And it's the end of the season now, and I haven't seen the standard yet. So I think that we have to administratively. I'm not on the administrative. None of us are on the administrative team of Florida A&M who can make the real decisions, but something has to be done, and we have to really have a come to Jesus meeting with ourselves and determine how serious we are, and have a plan of action to move forward. I'm not here to say which way it goes. I have my own thoughts, of course, like we all do. But we've got to get serious about this thing and definitely have to stop the bleed, because 5 and 7 is not the standard. Especially considering over the past few years that we walked out of here with winning seasons, with players.
2 years, yeah, 2 years removed from a championship trophy.
So this can't be the norm. This can't be the new norm, should I say, for Rattler football that has its history of doing well and highly performing. So I stand with everyone in saying that we need to go back to the drawing board and determine what's next for us and how serious we will be about FAMU football as we move into the future. And whatever decisions make, I protect the shield.
And if you make the decision to move on, not only is timing important, but knowing who in the hell is available and who you're going after. This ain't a formal committee and take them 3-4 weeks to figure it out. No, if you pull in the plug, go after and negotiate, talk with them. You should be talking with them now if you hadn't already, but negotiate and have that candidate ready to go within the next 7 days at most.
There's only 2 names you mentioned. I'm sorry, and I have 0 Fs. I'm sorry, I've been loyal. You can say what you want to about me. I've been loyal to the coaching staff. I've been loyal to all our coaches. Hell, I stood behind Coach Pillow. But in this case, there's two calls. Tremaine Jackson is one because he's applied for the job twice, and he's begging people to come to homecoming. I bet you for sure he ain't gonna bet nobody to come to FAMU homecoming. And second, obviously, 1A or 1B, however you want to put it, Quinn Gray is one of the two. Like, and only reason I'm probably a higher on Jackson is he's done the program rebuild. He rebuilt Valdosta State. Valdosta State was not Valdosta State when he got there. Then he goes to Prairie View, and in 1 year he flips that back to being respectable. Like, Quinn Gray has brought Albany State back, and he's in a place where he's in a roster spot that is eerily similar to where Chennis Berry was last year. So when you start looking at those kind of things, it's one of them two. And if you're gonna make a move, it's one of those two. And if you're not gonna make a move, then you're just telling the fans and the alumni that you don't take athletics seriously, and that you don't understand that athletics is the front porch of your university. And when this athletic program succeeds, you make money everywhere else.
You can be as long-winded as you want to, Steve. I'm just gonna reiterate one thing since EA brought it up. He's referencing something I brought up when I impromptu came on J Peep's show Saturday after the game, and
also
that is
y'all.
We lost to a team that let people in free. That's what I mean. If that ain't damning enough, I don't know what will be.
And their backup quarterback too.
Yeah.
Say that for the people in the back, to a backup quarterback that only played like in 5 games.
Yeah.
So here's my thing, and when you look at this timeline, we played against Bethune-Cookman. We lost that game. He was not fired. So that led me to believe that they said, you know what? We're just going to ride this and reset because of financial considerations, et cetera, et cetera. But then we play Mississippi Valley, a game that he knew and the team knew they had to win just so they wouldn't have a losing season. So this was the game that if anybody was going to tip the scale, it would have been against Mississippi Valley. We then see the exact same lack of defensive coaching. Because if you score 30 points, you should have won that game.
Right.
So I can't even put it on offense.
Yep.
You scored 30 points. So I say that, and this is the reason why I'm getting ready to share my screen, to show you how far in our heyday of the SWAC, as they say, coming to save the SWAC, we had double-digit players on the all-SWAC team. This is this year's all-SWAC team. And I want to share this screen so people can see this. Let me see here. We just came out. The first and second team. Let me make sure I get this right so people can see this.
Let me know if you need some help.
Okay, can you see that?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. All right. Hold on. I did stop. Okay, let me stop sharing again. Let me try it again. I thought I should be able to share it. Because if not, I'll send you the link. Okay, let's do it. Let's try that again. What about now? Take me off and see if it pops up, Keith. Gotcha. Take me off the singular and see if it pops up with everybody. Still not. Okay, I'm gonna send you this. I'm gonna put this in the chat, and I want to show how far we have fallen. This is important. About an indicator. Now, this link, and out of 2. So we've got an all SWAC, first team offense, second team offense, second team defense, second team defense. So that's 11 and 11, 22 players. Well, 44 players, right? Out of those 44 players, we don't have one player on the first team. Not one. Dan Porto, the kicker, he made first team. But I'm taking players that are impact. On the second team offense, Ashton Grable, I think that was more because they knew his name. And then we had, I think we had a linebacker, Jason Riles. Think about that now. Do you guys realize in our championship, we had like 12 players all SWAC?
We were sweeping awards.
Yeah.
We had the defensive player of the year, the coach of the year, the offensive player of the year. I think we even had the special teams player of the year. So for this to be Florida A&M, supposed to be talented, And we're talking about, and he said, hey, I'm going to get guys, because what he said, the guys out the portal are the ones that make all SWAC. That's what he said to the 220 Club. You see any of these guys from the portal on this all SWAC team?
No, sir.
Do you see any of these guys? So this lets you know where the failure is at.
Development.
The development.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The development. And this is what I've been saying from the get-go. Don't tell me about the portal if you can't make all SWAC. This is not no heavy lift. Okay? Let's be honest.
Correct.
And this shows you. So now we're at a point where, to JP's count, now we've got the high school signing day, early signing day coming up. I'm sorry, Keith, like I said, my family, they're all Kappas. They can't wait till J5, my brother. That is too long. Because the problem with the J5 analogy that you're making, any coach we would want is not going to come then. It's going to be too late. There would probably only be one coach that would probably, based off of his situation, that would say, okay, I can wait this late. Any other coach that we deem that they're not going to come.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say this. You know what? I'll say it because this is safe. Look at how many people applied for the job the last time.
Mm-hmm.
Names that we know.
There were some good names.
It was some good names. So I'm just letting you know many names. If this job were to come open, we would have some good candidates. And this time, what I will say, and this is my long-winded part, there won't be the back and forth of a secret candidate that people want to bring in. This will be honest evaluation of the best coach for the best team in America. This is what I'm happy about, because the last time, and let's be honest, we got distracted by BS. And when you get distracted by BS, this is what we ended up with.
Yep.
This is what we end up with. We don't have those distractions. No matter who is the AD or whatever, I can tell you that distraction of the secret candidate is not there. Or people that are putting their thumbs on the scale. I'll just leave it at that for a candidate that we found out then later on to not to be totally true. So people say, hey, this is the guy you wanted. No, this is what we believe that the players wanted. And we were supporting our player because what did we hear? All these guys. Because, hey, let's keep it a buck. And I'm going to say this again. We had a championship team last year. We were 5 minutes away from beating Jackson State in Jackson. I was there. And bad play calling lost that game.
I was there.
Should have beat Mississippi Valley. Bad play calling lost that game.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't the talent that lost those games. It was the coaching. So we hope for better this year. And again, we all got on this show and we all were smiling and everybody did their grandiose prediction. We're going to go 9-1 and 9-2 and all blah, blah, blah. But we all knew in the background we had to wait for that first game.
Yes.
We all knew that first game was going to let us up. And when we lost, I said there was no way. Because that was the standard of the season.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That was it. Because we could not score over 9 points at the very beginning of the season. Because again, this team, how even as bad as it is, if you look at it, we still should have been 8-4.
Yeah.
Unless you know the standard of Florida A&M.
I just saw someone that this is an 8-4 team.
Not just that, Mr. Campbell.
Go crazy at Texas Southern.
Not just that though. You lost to a bad team. I think that was
we lost to a bad team at Howard. We lost to a bad team at Bethune. Yes. We lost to a bad team at Valley. Okay. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. All those were bad. Those are not good teams. None of those teams I named are good teams. So that lets you know how much talent we still have with no SWAC players. That we should have been 8-4 with 3 40-point blowouts, not counting the FAU team. So my last thing is, the great thing about Florida A&M, with the right coach, trust me, we'll be right back where we need to be at, right in the mix. Because as you see, Prairie View showed you that. Delaware State showed you that. Jackson State showed you that. Because everybody thought Jackson State was dead. Everybody said it. And T.C. Taylor said, let me get my players in, and they're national champions, and they're fighting for another. So, fam, you can do the same thing.
I agree. Amen.
Absolutely.
And I will say that that's the reason why I have this background. Because I'm sorry, somebody got to make a move.
Yes.
I think it's consistent, though.
I'm also add to that too. Like Bishop has been saying for like the past couple of weeks, this is someone's dream job. It really is. And we have someone in there that wants to play umpire for the SEC baseball and softball, you need to get him up out of there. I'm sorry. You can't stomach this. It's conversations being had in multiple households all throughout Florida, all throughout South Georgia, parts of Alabama, even St. Pete, right there, right across the water from me. Do I want to renew my season tickets? Because I don't want to go see a loser. I don't want to go support this man. I can't. It's real conversations. And mind you, I'm someone, I pay for them. I pay for FAMU. I've made that drive up not 95, 75 down 10, there and back in one day just to go see both. And I say to myself, do I really want to do that continuously? I'll still be here regardless. That ain't changing. But do I really want to go do that for this man, for low expectations? Do I? And that's just not just me talking.
No,
that's conversation.
That's honest
situation.
That is honesty, and that's what we here for. We here to be truthful. And I see EA Brian. Yeah, I see you done jumped on EA.
You missed a lot.
You catching strays even when you're not here. But
look, they talking about you and your girlfriend, dog. It wasn't me. I ain't say nothing about your earrings and nothing, fresh haircut, nothing. But to JP's point though, you got to think about only one of the people on the panel today live in Tallahassee. Now, multiple are from Tallahassee, but you think about it, in order for me to go to a FAMU game or any FAMU event that's in Tallahassee, I have to pass, and within that same time frame, there's 5 or 6 universities I can hit. 3 of them public. I don't support private schools. I'm sorry. So it's not even just BCU that I don't do. I don't do UM. I don't do JU. I don't do none of them. But in order for me to get to FAMU game, I passed Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. I passed Doak Campbell Stadium. And if I want to travel 45 minutes to the east, I can go to UCF. If I want to go to an hour and some change to the west, I go to USF. So you're starting to talk about you're competing against those college teams, and you're also competing against pro teams. Unlike Jackson State, and no disrespect to them, y'all have a great situation. You don't compete against pro teams, not like we do. Facts. You got to compete. You got to compete against the Orlando Magic. You got to compete against the Miami Heat. You got to compete against the Florida Panthers, Tampa Bay Lightning, Tampa Bay Rays, Miami Marlins, Jacksonville Jaguars, the Dolphins, the Bucks, just to get my little bit of money for any event. So you start talking about how losing affects the product. It affects the fact that conveniently, I went to see a Tampa Bay Rays game, and in the next hour and a half, I was back in my bed. When I go to events 3.5 hours later, I'm sitting in Ocala, sitting up there looking like, so are they gonna have a wreck today, or do I leave at 6 o'clock in the morning so I can get home? So
and miss that traffic.
And miss the traffic. And that's before they built the Buc-ee's. So they ain't built the Buc-ee's there yet. So part of this wanting people to move and stuff like that isn't just because you just want immediacy. It's because we understand that the economy within this state of Florida, especially athletically, is competitive. And you're competing for every dollar. And I'm not just saying that. I used to be a season ticket holder for the Bucks. So guess what? That year, who didn't get season tickets? FAMU. I'll be honest. The Bucks got it. Yeah. Why? It was closer. I was new down here. I wasn't going back and forth every week, but I wanted to try it out. Guess who's coming to Orlando in 2 years? The Jaguars.
Yep.
So again, it's serious competition here in the state of Florida for your dollar and for your entertainment purposes. And heck, you just go down to iDrive and you could mess up $300 just walking down the street. So you can't just sit up here and waste away opportunities and say, well, they'll be back. What happens if they get hooked on to something else and now they become a supporter for that instead?
Exactly.
Hey, Keith, I want to make one point, and I want to pose it to the panel. And this is because Brian is here, I'm going to tease Brian. This is nothing but a joke, but this is serious. We played Mississippi Valley game we should have won. So I'm going to ask a question. Did nutrition cause that loss against Mississippi Valley?
Heck
Did
no.
NIL cause that loss?
Nope.
Did whoever was president cause that loss?
Nope.
Did whoever was the AD cause that loss?
No.
That's my point. That's my thing. Support. You got support. So when people say these things, you're not going to tell me that those guys weren't strong enough to beat Mississippi Valley. You're not going to tell me that the Finger Shane did not get them boys enough money to go beat Mississippi Valley. You're not going to tell me no matter what happened to Angela Suggs or whoever is the AD, No matter what. I don't care if you like it, don't like it, don't like MAGA Mark. I'm sorry. President Johnson. President Johnson. President Johnson and her
we love you, Mark. We love you.
Outfits did not cause that loss. See, we have to sit back and stop allowing people to say things when we know that's not true. So I teased that with Brian because I understood he wanted to have somewhat of defense. But Brian, you my brother. Now, Brian, you called the game. Did NIL cause that interception?
He ain't got no NIL. I didn't give that ninja no money.
Did nutrition?
He should have been a walk-on.
Was nutrition calling plays?
Hello.
Oh, a walk-off.
So Brian, just like because your brother, you there. So if nutrition, NIL, Angela Suggs on the field, President Johnson, if anyone else, please let me know because I'm calling NCAA because they're not eligible to be playing in that game.
I tell you what, boy. It's a good thing I'm an officer of my chapter, but I won't be able to get nothing. Marvin's husband's in there. AD's in there.
I'm saying this because we listen, man, everybody has challenges at every one of these schools.
Yes.
Every one of these schools. Do you know the fight that Southern is owed $1 billion? They fighting. Jack State, literally, they're getting ready to screw. You think our president gets screwed? They're getting ready to screw them. Jack State just had 6 presidents, and they didn't want none of them people because of them white folks. So we can't use these excuses.
Correct. Southern finna get a new president.
I
think Jack State still got an interim, right?
They still got an interim. So what I'm saying is these are people, man. Again. When we look at it, and with all that being said, the 237 jokes lose the balance. And I'm telling you, with the right setup, you all know that most of these football players will still come to FAMU.
Facts.
They still will come to FAMU. And that's what we know. The level of excitement. I'm here in Atlanta talking to kids. And I'm telling you, it's a top quarterback wants to come to FAMU. He don't care about no 230. That's y'all on Twitter that care about 237 and what our president is doing. See, Twitter's not real. These high school kids know what great University of Florida A&M. They know
brand is the brand.
They know they can play in big games in Bragg. That's what they care about. They care about no.
And they see the videos. Yeah, they see what it looked like. They seeing the beautiful women on the sidelines.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Y'all
they
just
know the numbers
till I get in trouble, right?
They listen to us old men.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. So I'm not going to let people. And again, I'm teasing Brian because I know Brian is a strong supporter, and and shout out to Brian for all you're doing a great job. Doing a great. I really have cut him off just here. So Brian, I tease with you, my brother, because this is not about you, but this is about listen, one thing about we brag different, so we hold ourselves accountable. We can't be making those excuses. So I'm going to say this to the FAMU Rattler Nation. Whatever happens, and I think positivity, whatever positivity means in your definition, I know what it means in mine. We will be just fine, and we will have a lot of players that come that want to come and play for FAMU.
That's true.
Now, you said FAMU's not getting 5, but nobody said 5-star recruits. FAMU don't need 5-star recruits.
Don't need them.
No, don't.
I never said 5-star.
We have 5-star recruits when we won the Celebration Bowl.
Exactly.
Nope.
So so I'm not gonna let you do that. So no, we don't need 5-star recruits. Nobody around here has 5-star recruits.
Only reason they got that, I mean, Jackson State got Travis Hunter. That's the only one. That's the only one you got.
Hold on, say the whole thing. Florida State had Mike Norvell. That's how they got Travis Hunter. Say the whole thing.
That's true too. Lie about that. Look,
that's true too.
I was gonna lay off of Mike for a second, but you're not wrong. Mike Norvell can't coach worth a darn.
Can't coach to save his life. He's incompetent, much like his next door neighbor, who he told everybody to pray for. Or no, who Colsey told everybody.
You open the door.
Colsey told him. Come on in.
Leave it at the altar.
Bishop preaching tonight, ain't he?
But see, this goes to a bigger thing. It's about your focus, right? It's about your. Hey man, you need to be praying for your job.
Strike.
Pray for me to make sure that we finish this off strong. Because that guy across the track don't care nothing about. Now he might give you a job if something happens over here. But I'm telling the family, you know, you should pray for me.
Maybe you need to give up umpiring.
Yeah, well,
give up umpiring. Just
I left my bottle of water off today. I should have brought my bottle of water on here tonight.
I got my buzzer today. That's my second one.
Brian, who hurt me? Colsey hurt me, and I want him out. I want him out.
Wait, there's a list of people who hurt me. I would like to start with one. Your girlfriend, Tiffany Dawn Sykes. She hurt me. Secondly, that bowling coach, she was letting all the football players crack and get in line. She hurt me as well. Additionally,
Ashley,
I forgot.
I need some water now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, can we take a break?
A couple of these athletic directors who came in and quit midway, they hurt me too. But you know what? It's all right. See, I don't hold grudges. I'm saved and sanctified. But I tell you what, I don't forget. In the
hey, Keith, can you pull this up? This guy said, "Whose fam you got in the league?"
Please. I was waiting for Keith.
Can you pull that up?
Who fam you got in the league?
I know you and Kelvin know the names right off the
Three.
If you
don't do that. 3. Find new power. We got 3. We got Isaiah Land. He's on the practice squad. He's been playing. Your boy led the team in receiving yards with 82 yards. Xavier Smith. And then Terrell Jennings scored his first NFL touchdown for the New England Patriots 2 weeks ago. So right now on active rosters, it's 3, but once you add the practice squad, it's 4 and maybe more.
On today's episode of the dumb, pardon my language, on today's episode of the dumb shit people say on the internet. Like I just
had to do that.
Yeah, no, I can't see, and this is why, and again, going back to Mr. Campbell's point about the people at Southern that kept poking jabs at FAMU for losing the Valley. You haven't won in Bragg or in Mumford against FAMU since the Berlin Wall fell and since communism ended. Why are you continuously taking jabs? Like, dude, I wasn't allowed. Half of you people that are saying this didn't have gray hair. Now some of you got gray hair or you're bald. You don't even have hair at all. Like, dude, shut up. Are you serious right now? You have the nerve to talk trash, and this is where you want to go. Like, you're probably going to lose again because we don't even know what Marshall Faulk really got. Because I know a guy that used to handle Marshall Faulk very easily. Almost broke his neck once on Monday Night Football, too. Ask Marshall Faulk about them Bucks back in the 90s and early 2000s.
Rather just understand, even when we ain't winning, we winning. You Facts. Know, people understand the brand and they celebrate our downfall because we are who we are.
Ain't no downfall.
They pray for our downfall, right? To them, it is. But to finish my comment, I wear it with a badge of honor. I love haters. I appreciate you watching the show. Keep watching the show.
Facts.
Join in. I love it. I mean my university, we have done a lot and we still doing something. You feel a certain way because you know the power, right? So yeah, don't get mad, JP. Let them have their fun.
Oh,
I don't punch down. You don't get on my level. Get on my level.
What JP will tell you, you might not punch down, but I punch at.
You gotta be at my level for me to punch at.
And since y'all here, like the stream and subscribe to the show since you're here.
Yes.
So because you more worried about what Valley did, and like JP said, you don't remember the last time you beat us. You lost to UAPB. You are second to last in the conference. Okay, second to last, but you celebrating Valley Vic. So congratulations, Mississippi Valley. Congratulations to Terrell Buckley. You know what I mean? Yeah. But Southern, worry about Marshall Faulk.
They almost validated darn selves.
Also, I want to say to that guy too, John Lynch is actually in the Hall of Fame. So is Warren Sapp. So is Derek Brooks. So is Tony Dungy. So, and we also have a Super Bowl
Rondé.
With that team as well. Rondé is also in the Super Bowl too. Or Hall of Fame as well.
Isn't Dunn
is not.
No, he's the finalist this year, isn't he?
No. But they are working on getting Simeon Rice in there eventually. Okay. So I'm just like, wrong again. That's again on today's episode of the dumbest shit people say. But my bad. Continue. Y'all go ahead. This is not about
you. Good. Like I'm a Buckhead. Look,
this isn't about the NFL. My bad. You just keep going.
No, I mean, we got Cowboys for the, that play for in the NFL. Other folks don't. It's okay. I mean. I think we're probably second most for HBCUs. If not, I think South Carolina State might have had us for a minute, but FAMU might be first or second most. Like FAMU, Jackson State are right there neck and neck.
Yeah.
I want everybody to understand that these are good, wholesome Christians on this panel. I am not. On your best day, you won't have 17 national championships. On your best day. You can say all you want to say about FAMU. Make sure you say, but they got 17 national championships through all that turmoil. Make sure you say the whole thing.
And the number one public HBCU with everything going on.
And that is the most of any HBCU, by the way, in football.
And across multiple conferences too. I mean, we don't. It's not just the MEAC. It's not just the SWAC. It's not just the SIAC. Hell, if we had been in CIAA, we'd have 1 or 2 in there too. It's kind of like, wherever the Rattlers go, we just kind of bring some championships. I mean, as I said it before, we do it best. We do it better than anybody else. We will come to your trap. We will take your trap. We will come to your conference. We will win your conference championship. And even when we are dead ass last, we will come and win your conference tournament. And guess what? We'll do it at a beautiful venue named the Al Lawson Center and just show off in front of you. It's great to be a Rattler.
Shout out to the low resource volleyball team.
Yeah. also, A Willia 38. Needing alcohol messed up my picks last week for picking games, so I'm not going to do that this week. Also, Mr. Campbell, we would love to have you as a guest Wednesday night to make picks and everything as well too, college and NFL.
We're there, man.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not going to let NIL and nutrition stop me.
Steve had an extra grind today, didn't he?
I'm telling you,
he got time. I got time.
I guess honestly, and you guys know, listen, I'm the oldest one family that attended FAMU on this, and I love this school, and I love the SWAC. I'm a SWAC baby. I want us to be good because I want to have great. I want Southern to be good. I mean, I tease with them, but I'm excited about the Marshall Falk hire. But what I also know is we in each one of our schools, these schools had legendary coaches. Or coach that understood. Rudy Hubbard understood the assignment.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Joe understood the assignment. Willie Simmons understood the assignment. Mm-hmm. When you come to Florida, you got to understand the assignment. And everyone, Jay Gaither, what they say, cutting the grass. You know what I mean? Teaching school. Everybody understood it. School's thing with Jackson State, Bob Hill and W.C. Gordon and Coach Comagese and now T.C. Taylor. Now Marshall Falk, hopefully he'll start that tradition. Look at Tremaine Jackson, Prairie View. They started the conference. I want to see these schools great. So when I see my school, where I know all the great things we have, and we talk about things and we joke about these things that were named, that had nothing to do about winning or losing on that field Saturday. That's not what we stand for. Because everybody here knows, and like I say, I will give my last dime to FAMU. When I didn't have a dime, FAMU, somebody from FAMU gave it to me. So that's the reason why I do what I do. And that's why I support all the schools that I support. That's why I support everybody here. I'm very proud. Ashley is a young woman. Man, listen, that NIL thing is a hard thing.
A beast.
Yeah.
Okay.
A beast.
Yes.
We're telling them every week as well. And Keith does every week to give FAMU. And man, listen, we know. Hey, man, people think this is easy to put those slides and interview guests and think this is tough. That's because of love of the school.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I say that for when we do this show, this is no disrespect to anybody that coaches any of our teams, but we're going to hold you to that standard.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because there is a standard here at Florida A&M University.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I don't want us to see when people, and again, as somebody who knows, there's no way Florida A&M should have a 2-game losing streak to Mississippi Valley. I want everybody to say that real slow. That's unacceptable. Point blank, period.
I agree.
All right, we'll say it. We'll get the good, bad, and ugly, and then close it out.
No school grades.
They should know the grades by now.
I mean, yeah. These grades,
we already know what.
I leave it on y'all. Y'all go ahead.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And the Cookman's drum majors aren't the only ones who face planted this week. I'm always gonna take a shot. So we're gonna start with the ugly. You know, we're gonna finish with the good. You know, what was ugly just for this game, and you know, we'll do a season recap next week. So what was ugly for this game?
My ugly is a 2-game losing streak. I hear you say this game, but this game helped make this a 2-game losing streak. So ugly, completely disgusting.
You lost the Valley, and 2 times in a row. That's a 2-game streak. I'm thinking you lost in the stadium where nobody paid to get in.
Correct.
And they still didn't show up. Mike Reed didn't even know to score the game. Mike Reed came on.
That's the ugly. It was free.
The Valley people didn't even come, bro. It was free, and they still didn't come.
I'm just saying, Pop Warner, even they charged like $5-7. It was free to come in, and you lost to that team. Come on, man.
2-game losing streak. Backup quarterback. We can go on.
So my ugly is because y'all basically said the biggest one in the room. So my ugly is basically RJ turning into Jamarcus Russell for one night special. So that's my ugly, and I'm just gonna stick with that. And we need another quarterback, plain and simple.
We got another quarterback. He's on the bench. He's about to hit the transfer portal, and he's gonna fly away, right? Anyways, I think Troy. My ugly.
My
Troy,
bad.
You got it. Come on, Troy.
My ugly goes back to the offseason. Off-season roster construction is my ugly. I fed the fan base red meat. I knew who should have been the starting quarterback. And as many times as I had to give that young man credit, the man who should have been running the ship was on the bench all season. This season was lost in the summer. It wasn't lost in the middle of the season. This season was lost in the summer. So my ugly is roster construction.
Come on, Brian. Brian's in here.
What's up, Brian?
Hello, everybody. Hello.
What's up, Stray? Well, you been catching some strays tonight.
I'm like, what did I do? You
didn't finish the assignment with that woman that went to Virginia. You had one job.
Oh my Jesus!
Y'all don't have a disclaimer. Y'all don't have a disclaimer.
We don't have to start putting disclaimers. But when I let you
run it across the bottom.
Man.
Oh Jesus. Oh my God.
Y'all, and did I hear this right? This is supposed to be about this game. I mean, y'all talking about the end of the whole. Troy's talking about the whole season and stuff. And is this a good, bad, and ugly for this game or the season?
This was for this game, but this game was a microcosm of what happened in this summer.
Yeah.
All right. The ugly. Well, I don't know what I can really add to that. I mean, I think the ugly had to be it was the series where they ran the one wide receiver, Norris, who had been killing us all game, or I should say maybe killing a secondary all
person who's in the transfer portal.
No, he's not in the transfer portal. He doesn't have any eligibility left, too, if I think you're talking about.
A grad student. He got a year left.
What number? Wait a minute. What number are we talking about?
19.
You know who?
No. I thought he's
Then he got 1 year left.
It's like the old Barnacle Bills commercial.
Yes.
Know who?
Are you sure?
It's out there on social media. He's
Light on Port has it.
Okay. Well, hey, God bless and good luck with that. It's the double pass. The pass. I mean, it's bad enough that 19 was killing us, catching the ball, right? But then they proceeded to run a wide receiver, they pass it out into the flat. Wide receiver, instead of going, they were already worried about him anyway. So they kind of set up a fake double screen or a fake wide receiver screen. And he just backed up, threw it to him, and then he catches a guy running down the sideline wide open. That was the ugly. And then we tried running trickeration and screwed that up. We tried running a flea flicker ourselves, and that got botched. And then they come back and hit us with their own later. That was pretty ugly. That was pretty ugly. That's how I knew. That was the play that really in my gut it turned. My gut turned on that play because I said, "Oh God, this is not gonna go well. This is not gonna go well." But I gotta stay positive. I had to be Mr. Positive while all of this was going on and encouraging. I hope that came through in the call. That's all I can do.
Are we on the bad or the ugly?
We're ugly. We're about to go to the bad.
We're on the ugly.
Oh, so the ugly is before the bad. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
So this is ugly.
Yes.
Okay. So ugly to me is allowing Mississippi Valley to score 35 points, which was their most scored points in the game. And of course, to add insult to injury, Bethune only gave them 34 points. So once again, we could not even outdo our rival once again. So to give Mississippi Valley 35 points when they had not even scored over 9 the last 3 games, and then to make them look like an offensive juggernaut on a game that for so many reasons we needed to win, that is ugly. That is ugly.
My ugly, so we can go to the next one. It's a losing season. 2 seasons removed from a Celebration Bowl. I distinctly remember being in Atlanta last year, 7-5. I was like, oh, okay, we missed on some games. We could have got to that 9 wins. And then, as you kind of mentioned, that's part of why we're doing a review, to kind of look at to be like, okay, I thought this team could win 7 or 8 games, and it turned into a 5-7 season. To me, that's ugly because we've said it all season long, and sometimes we said it tongue in cheek that that's not the standard, but that's below the standard. Like the winning is a standard at FAMU, and we've had a lost decade in Tallahassee. Troy's both teams was butt cheeks during that time, and right now it seems like we're in a lost half decade in Tallahassee with these 2 teams being butt cheeks again. But it's the fact that you're having a losing record when you could literally out talent half these teams that you're playing.
Yeah.
And you could win on talent alone. And we just saw that in this Valley game. You could have won on talent, but you got out coached, and you got out coached by a fellow Seminole and someone who has a similar football story to you, to where they come somewhere else.
You chopping up.
And then they went there and they what's the bad, y'all? What's the bad? We're gonna get good. What's the bad?
I'll go again with the bad. Not only does a punt end up taking a Mississippi roll of about 15 yards, like somehow a punt that should have died somewhere about the 20-yard line ends up rolling about 15 yards with the help of
the fan.
They
play a fan.
I didn't even know you could do. I thought at some point the referee was going to stop to say, "Hey, hold on a second." I thought it was I thought they were curling for a minute, the way they were sweeping the grass and moving the ball. I said, "How can you do that?"
Right.
But no, it just kept moving and all the way down to the 5-yard line, pins us in on the 5, and then what do? We end up throwing an interception. That was the bad. There's a lot of bad, but that's my bad.
My bad is our 3 interceptions. That while we have week in and week out given credit to actually having minimal to no interceptions from our quarterback, but this week 3 interceptions, that was too excessive to win a game, and when we were already getting picked apart defensively in other things. So my bad is 3 interceptions.
For me, I'm going to go with the bad being 358 passing yards allowed and 4 total TDs in this game. Again, thankfully, one of our defensive backs is in the portal now. And, we're losing, 22 players on defense to graduation. So at that point now, unfortunately to say, whether if he comes back, but if you do get somebody new, then you're going to have to overhaul that secondary. And when you overhaul it, you need to go find the guys that fit and find guys that are high achievers and guys that are not mediocre people and guys that, again, and I reference Kirby Smart when I say this because I played this video Saturday before and after the game, find guys that want to be physical, that want to play, and guys that do not just want a check.
I love Lil Baby's bad. I forgot about 5 Rattlers being dragged into the end zone by about 5 or 6 yards. I forgot about that. Jesus, that was bad.
Yes.
Now that part might be nutrition.
Got to blame something, Steve. We got to blame something. I can't understand how 5 guys got dragged 5 yards.
That might be nutrition on that.
That's exactly what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah,
that's a little. My bad is anytime we were in 3rd and long, we never could stop it, and that is just unbelievable. And I'm talking about with game on the line. I would rather for us to be in 3rd and 3. I think we had a better shot because if it was 3rd and 8 and above, and 3rd and 15 was guaranteed.
Oh, guaranteed. Yeah.
Guaranteed. So the fact that I looked and in horror and I saw it was 3rd and long, and I knew that they were going to get it, and they did get it constantly, like we saw every week. And poor Brian has to call that. Oh no, they've got 3rd and 15 again.
Every week on the Tucker Hall defense.
Right. Don't let me you don't need to do it. But you keep doing every 3rd and long call, clip Brian. Okay.
Look, oh man, if I could find them audios, Brian, look, I'm telling you right now, you might be in some trouble, Doc.
Rattlers on defense, 3rd and 15. Rattlers on defense, 3rd and 15. First down.
I'll be waiting on Brian to say, you got to be kidding me.
First down, Bethune-Cookman. First down, Texas.
The red light defense.
I'm just saying, bro, you did a great job. I just know you saw them 3rd 15, boy. You were just nervous, weren't you, brother?
Yes, me and Chester. Hey, after every one of them, I just looked at Chester and I looked over and he like this. every time I look over at him and he just got his head down like,
oh man,
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, so that is my bad. I'm sorry. 3rd and long was my bad.
My bad is a combination, I think, Mr. Kelman and Ash. The fact that when the 4th quarter come, I know I had to rely on my offense to win the game. Because my defense, Brian, you saw the meme today, right? With the coach who now is at LSU and what he had on his hat.
Oh, the 2 hats.
The whole.
Yep.
And the housewife hat.
Well, we did a lot of horn in the 4th quarter this year. That's the bad.
Oh man, I can't. Oh man, it's so good to come on other people's platforms and not be the bad guy. You know what? I enjoy coming on this platform. I think my bad has got to be we lost to a school that internet was so bad that the SWAC TV was freezing up the first 15 minutes of the broadcast.
Wow,
that's who we lost. It really was.
And go watch the replay. There are times when it just cuts out.
Resources.
That's strange.
So,
yeah, resources. Because we had a good signal. I mean, they
said there wasn't no. They said there wasn't no internet when they did the post game. Now.
So you done told on him. You're too late now. You done told on him.
Here we go.
Next.
Hey, Brian, I just real quick. You guys took the bus to Itabena, right? Is that
from Jackson? Yes, from Jackson, we took a bus to Itabena.
On the bus where the coaches sit, were there certain seats that were just empty by certain coaches or anything like that, or were people still on the bus? I guess that was another question.
Well, you got to remember, I ride on the support staff. I'm on bus 4. I'm on the last bus.
Okay. So we did not leave anybody in Itabena. That's the question. We didn't leave anybody. Everybody came back, right?
So that picture on Facebook
that picture on Facebook is not real,
it's
right?
fabrication.
Oh,
I saw where that was going.
It's AI deepfake, good graphic designers. Okay. I don't know how they did all that, but I will confirm that there was plenty of VIPs sitting in the first 3 rows of first class, from the president to the CEO to the captain of the police force to the special assistant to the president to the interim AD, and everybody who was everybody was on and accounted for on the plane.
Okay.
Was St. Pete there? I'm just curious. Was St. Pete there?
Everybody who left Tallahassee returned to Tallahassee on the plane.
And y'all all rode the same plane.
I will confirm that.
There we go. And look, my bad, Brian. You got to catch one more straight. We got fresh cut Fulford with no earrings. I'm sorry, ladies. Fresh cut Fulford is on the show. Got his new glasses on, fresh hairline, and he don't have a diamond earring on.
Glasses.
I'm sorry, ladies.
New glasses.
Oh, Jesus.
Stop it.
Goodness gracious, man.
Stop it.
Oh my God.
He's single.
We need to get Brian.
I had him on when I went to Johnny T's though, Keith. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Hey.
Okay. Okay, Brian out there trying to catch.
Hey, look, Johnny T's got me wanting to make a trip back to Mississippi this weekend. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all. Got me wanting to make a trip back.
All right, Brian, all them women is married down there. Don't let them lie to you now. They all got husbands. I know them women down there. They'll tell you they ain't married. They all got husbands down there, brother. Trust me.
Oh, goodness.
Oh.
Well,
yeah.
Let's get to the good. Something got to hit on a high note.
There's always something that's good.
I go first. The good for me is the season is over.
You ain't never lied.
That's my good.
Well, he stole mine. That's why I wanted to go first. So I will say the good is that let me say I'm very optimistic about the future of Florida A&M football. That's my good. Very optimistic.
My good is I really liked the jerseys with the 3 stripes.
I did like the jerseys.
It looked nice.
Yeah, I agree.
It was pretty fly. You know, we lost, but we was fly.
Since y'all took mine again, I'm just gonna say my good was Thad. He went out on a high note. So 101 rushing yards, 15 carries, 1 TD. So Thad did have a chance to end on a high note, and I will say he's somebody that I hope does get a camp invite, or hopefully maybe gets picked up as an undrafted free agent. Maybe. My bias aside, I would not be opposed to him landing here, even though we've got 3 talented running backs. But I feel like he would be a good addition here, or even somewhere else. I'm sure Tashe wouldn't mind him going to Miami, backing up A-Chain. So hopefully he gets a camp invite somewhere. So, but yeah, that's my good. Thad Franklin.
Oh, my good is I got a text message from St. Pete. I am very optimistic about the future of FAMU football. That's my good.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Don't get me mad at y'all 2 guys now.
Listen, we just started getting along again, so
stop
I'm already
talking.
ready. I'm already ready to send angry text messages.
All right.
My good was hold on, let me make sure I got it. I can find it. Since somebody already had said the combination, I saw the Thad and Haley combination. How about Kanari Wilcher's 2 kickoff returns?
Yes.
One that was 55 yards, which we did capitalize and score off of. And the other one, I'm just doing the math here, was maybe just under 50, maybe 40, whatever 101 minus 55 is. It's because one was 55 and then the other one was 46. If I'm doing the math right, I don't know. It's close. It was close to 50. 46 yards. Yeah, doing the math right. 46. And we scored.
Well, I was
we
just
scored
gonna
off of both of those returns.
So they actually let him return. They didn't fair catch.
Oh no, yeah, actually, yeah, exactly, Kelvin. Nobody fair. No, there was no fair catch. He caught them both about within the 5-yard line, if I'm not mistaken. And both of them, he similarly ran. They both went to him, and he ran kind of right up the hash in between the numbers, and then broke to the sideline, and he was gone. I think one time he spun away and got away from the kicker or the punter, and then the second time he got hit. He got hit right near midfield. But in both plays, after both plays, we did score touchdowns. On, if I'm not mistaken, we scored touchdowns on those. I mean, that was impressive. I kept thinking back all year. I have been talking about a special teams touchdown, which I don't think we had at all this year.
Nope.
No kickoff, no punt return touchdown at all. And we came within maybe a tackle, one guy from getting not one but 2 of them. So I'm going to go Wilcher was the good. Special teams return finally came close to breaking one.
I think the good part of the good goes to Rattler Nation. Just being optimistic and vocal. I think it's imperative, and I could give 2 pisses about people saying we're not a realistic fan base or we have too high standards. No, we believe in excellence with caring. Like when we say it, we mean it. And when you're not providing us excellence, then we're gonna call you to task. We're gonna be loyal. We're gonna defend and fight. We believe in that alma mater. Fight, win, and wherever the battle be. We're gonna fight for that orange and the green. And I applaud Rattler Nation. All of us, we see things differently, but one thing I'd see in this moment is that we're moving in one accord. And part of what I would love to see us do going forward is to build the resources up. We talked about it. You can't blame this on NIL. You can't blame that on nutrition. We do know everybody in here has contributed to nutrition in some way, shape, or form. You've contributed to NIL in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. I would love for us to be able to build the resources so that if and when these times come and we need to move on from people or bring on and retain people, that we already have the resources. We're not doing calls to raise $50,000 and we're telling you about what we did last year. Well, guess what? That was last year. This is a new day. This is a new year. And at this point, they're looking for some money because, long story short, they're trying to make a move. They're trying to get rid of some people. And they probably need to get rid of some people. And it's more than some of the people we know about. It's some of the other people. But if we have to continue to be vocal, we have to be supportive. And believe it or not, part of what Mr. Campbell's talking about when he's saying these kids want to come to FAMU because they know how rabid this fan base is. And they saw what Club Bragg looks like. They want to play in that atmosphere. And they know win, lose, or draw, especially for homecoming. I can't speak from other games. It's going to look like that. And if you give us a winner, FAMU's a problem.
And let me just add, since you went there, tomorrow is the day of giving, right, for the university?
Absolutely.
So as comical and as critical we've been, we still going to have to support financially, and I'm going to ask Rattler Nation to do what I know we always do. I don't care what you pick out. For me, it's athletics, but whether it be athletics, academics, education, whatever you give, the foundation, whatever you choose to give to. We have to be champions every day. Champions don't happen just on Saturday. So Tuesday is our day to be champions. So let's make sure we give to our university and make sure that they have the resources to do everything that we want. Excellence with caring. It's more than the slogan and the motto.
I'm glad you brought that up, Kelvin, because one of the things that I have been in awe of when I've watched some other universities in the SWAC, and I've seen the amount of money that they've raised in their day of giving, particularly for athletics, I've been like, wow, that's it. I mean, six digit numbers. And I've been really, really impressed. I ain't gonna say who they are. Y'all probably already know. But I'm just telling you, it was 6 digits. And I was just like, wow, I don't remember the last time we had a day of giving when we did the 1887 strikes. I don't think we hit 6 digits. I'm gonna tell you that. So, hopefully this season by one sport has not ruined people's enthusiasm to give, because there are other sports that are, being successful, finding success, and bringing home championships. So this has to be about the collective and not one particular group, even though that group drives the bus.
And I want to add to that in the vein of giving and supporting our athletic department, university, but athletic department, since this is the show is about, is that it's oftentimes we got to take the emotionalism out of being upset about the outcome of what we get up and review every week, and 9 out of 10 we have not been pleased with the outcome, but it doesn't take away from the fact that the business of sports is built on finances and money, income, and a budget. A bottom line. So deciding to be upset because you're not pleased with the outcome is not the way to go to see things get better. It actually attributes to the crippled mental stability of the program. So we have to do exactly what everybody else on the screen has said, is that we need to lean in. We don't need to be, it's okay to be upset and not be pleased with what you see going on. Absolutely. And it's okay to call to the carpet as well, but let's still be just as generous with our pockets so we can support our athletic departments and make sure that we are giving. I am one that has stood up tall for NIL for our student athletes in all sports, right? But I'm saying give to our athletic department. Tomorrow's the day of giving. Split it how you choose and what works for you, but make sure that we support our student athletes by way of the athletic department, by way of fan exchange, by way of nutrition. There's so many opportunities and ways to do this. So we can't drop out now because we're not happy with the product. You should see it. Look at it on a bigger scale and other scales. Giving is the way. Give your way out of your misery.
And if you ain't got it this week, give it next week. All right, look, I understand.
Tomorrow is not the end. Just because
I don't get into next week.
Tomorrow, there's never a time that the banks don't take your money.
That's right.
Tomorrow's not the only day.
24/7.
Exactly.
All right, let's get to these school grades. Look, we running on O&G time now. Team grades. So yeah, we know some of them, but what are the team grades? We're gonna start off with the defense.
Why? That's gonna take the longest. Well, it should take the shortest. Actually,
it should be the shortest. So defensively, we're gonna start off with the people who failing and flunk it out. How y'all feeling about the defense grade wise? Come on, Brian.
They already withdrawing, man.
Everybody, let's say it at once.
F.
Exactly.
W.
F minus.
Listen, it's so bad that we're giving our F that people that deserve it, they're leaving because they know they can't come back because they got
they've been withdrawn. What did Touche say last week?
Yep. Withdrawn.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting that withdrawn. Yeah, that's what
my boy had to withdraw because he knew that was so. Yeah.
All right. Coaching. Let's go ahead and go there too. Look, we're gonna get these F's out the way first. Come on. How did y'all feel about the coaching for the game?
Does Fire start with F?
Uh-oh.
It could be a L, or it could be a U-Haul. Unsatisfactory U-Haul. Fired F.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
There it is.
UPS. FedEx.
Brian. Hey, Brian, I ain't heard your letter yet.
You already said enough, Kelvin. Next. You said enough.
Troy too quiet over there.
Oh no, I was trying not to like get nobody in trouble, but I'll just say this.
That's why I'm staying quiet.
You can't, as a stakeholder, complain about somebody all season long and then not do nothing about it.
And then, he the first DB in the portal.
Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was.
I can't believe somebody retweeted. Somebody really retweeted that. I'm looking for it because I want to laugh too. But anyway.
All right, let's go over to the special teams. What grade do y'all give the special teams?
Well, let me look back at that again.
Well, Wilcher special teams.
Yeah, he held it down.
And Brian brought it up. Those were big plays that I thought were going to help win the game. Because Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, one of those they had scored, and Wilcher ran that back. Did we score on that drive?
Yes.
Yeah. We scored on that drive, right? To put us back ahead, right?
Yes. We had just given up a score, and I was kind of looking at the drive chart. Where was it? They had just taken a 14-7 lead in the second quarter, and then Wilcher on the ensuing kickoff takes it 55 yards. Then we go 3 plays, 43 yards later. RJ to Ace Cobb. We scored in 58 seconds. 3 plays, 43 yards, and tied the game up at 14. And then we actually go on. We tied it up at halftime, or actually we took the lead at halftime on the field goal by Porto. So, yeah.
So I'm gonna for big play Wills for me. I'm gonna give it because again we didn't give those long runs on the defense. I don't remember, Brian. I'm just trying to just recollect. I'm gonna give special teams a B. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna give them a B because those big. I thought those runs were going to be ones that I was excited about that was going to win the game.
I was thinking along the lines of a C plus, so B and C plus kind of depend on the point, the actual percentage, point here or there. So yeah, I think special teams did held their own. We just offensively didn't always capitalize.
So for me, looking at it, Daniel Porto, 1 of 1 on field goals, 3 of 3 on extra point attempts in total. He was responsible for 6 points, as well to Wilcher's kickoff returns. The yardage was excellent. Set the team up, gave him a short field, and then also punting. Bobby Inksler, 215 yards in punts, but also downed 1 inside the 20. So, I'm going to give special teams. I'm going to give them an A.
I was looking at the same thing you're doing, and I also looked at the coverage team. I mean, the coverage team was based on the stats was outstanding.
Don't steal me one, Kevin.
So I agree with you. Looking at the stats, 1 for 1, great return game, good coverage game, major field goal, made all the extra points. That's A.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll add. I was gonna go B plus, but yeah, I'm feeling A as well. And I'll tell you another reason to feel comfortable about an A. Emilio Baccardi had to come in and kick an extra point, literally cold, because right as Porto actually went out to kick the extra point, but apparently he got some kind of lower leg, lower body cramp or something happened, and he had to come off, and they sent Baccardi out cold. I mean, it's not like he had been warming up. They sent him out there.
What's his name?
Emilio.
I'm getting thirsty.
Hey, I just thought about you. I was like, that's an NIL deal right there.
Hello.
Well,
not exactly because it's alcoholic beverage, but kind
true.
of. But yeah,
that's
but yeah,
true.
you're thinking along the right lines.
And then he had a kickoff because after that he had to turn around and then give a kickoff that went 59 yards. So so he came in. So all around, you got to say special teams. Hey, we made our field goals, made our extra points. The return game was good. The punting was good. I don't know. The special teams did what they were supposed to do. No, you're saying no. The punting didn't do their job.
No, I'm agreeing, but y'all are missing one of the best plays of the game.
Yeah.
Part of the reason you get an A is the long snapper.
Yes.
Lay the mofo out.
Yes.
Like,
I missed
he got a
huge effort play.
Oh no, you can't miss. Go back and watch.
Yeah, I remember that.
He laid a joker out, and the whole team got hyped. Like,
yeah.
I know what play you're talking about. That was the long snapper who did that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's why they were slapping.
Mm-hmm.
And but two white boys on the field at the time, Brian. Come on,
well, look,
and Ritter's not.
Honestly, we should have put the long snapper at corner. I'm being honest. Hey, he gives more effort. He would have chased down one of them screenplays. I know that much.
Hey, you know he gonna make the tackle if he don't cover, right?
Exactly.
That's jacked up.
But it's
true. I only have one bad thing to say about special teams. Punt returns, -3 yards. Everything else was great. I got to give him an A-.
All right. Well, when you go from
they say he in the portal.
I ain't mad at that. The way he busts his butt.
Yeah, for real. So that means so you mean to tell me the specialists are the only ones that don't have to go to summer school or repeat?
I mean, that's
or can
normal.
move
You play
on.
Football. Most of them kids play golf and do book work on the sideline anyway.
That's true. That's very true. Be in their own little world.
Offense. Let's finish. What y'all gave the offense in this game?
I want Mr. Campbell to go first.
Yeah,
this is a thing. This is tricky because
it is.
31 points is a good outing.
Mm-hmm.
And it should win you the game in most games. Mm-hmm. But those 3 interceptions, especially the 2 back-to-back, man, it was like, and after you're a teacher, right? And Keith, you're a teacher, right?
No, I'm not a teacher. Shay is.
Brian and I are teachers.
Brian, Shay, and
so you know how you guys set us up. We have to answer all those questions, but the last question is like 25 points.
Yes, I hate that.
You're cruising, and then that teacher throws that question that you got to answer, and it says 25. Well, doggone well you're not gonna get that right. That's what happened here. He was getting all the multiple choice until the discussion question at the end that was worth 25 points. And I'm sorry, bro. That right there, we were at a strong, but I'm sorry. Those 2 interceptions, man, I got to give you a C- because really they lost the game. So really, I got to give you a C. That lost the game because you literally put them in literally score position. So I'm sorry, I got it because you at that stage of the game you can't make those mistakes. So I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I got to give you a D.
You said a D. You gave him a D?
Yeah, I'm giving him a D.
He dropped it from a C to a D.
Yeah, because I had to think about it because of how tragic those plays were. Yeah. They weren't down the field. They were literally inside the red zone.
The crazy part, to Mr. Campbell's point, a lot of times with those questions as a teacher, the tricky thing is, and just much like in this game, those big essay questions like that are normally based off of questions that you saw earlier in the test. So you can go back and revisit the information that was in the test earlier to help you find the answer to the essay questions. I just made a test the other day, so but I think that's one of the things with this, and I'm with you. I was fluctuating between. I was like, it's an A because of the 100, almost 200 yards, and then I get there and it's like it's a D. But for me, it's like a D+ because those late turnovers. Yeah. I mean, those 2 late and then that 1 early, and that first bad play call, but probably shouldn't have thrown it there either. But those 2 interceptions late just killed it because you had a chance where you could have come back. You probably, I don't know, we can't trust this defense. You couldn't trust the defense. So you would have come back. Now, would you have held on? Nobody knows. But I think that's why I had to give it a D as well.
I'm somewhere stuck between the like a C minus, like on the edge, a cusp of a D and a D plus. Because to be honest, when you look at the stats, like we won a lot of the offensive battles, right? Like we obviously didn't want to win the biggest battle, which is the score, but we won like the yardage, we won the rushing yardage. You know, it was pretty even on the rushing yards per play, first down. So those kind of things kind of try to give you a little umph. But when you, again, just like everybody else has already said, the interceptions kind of literally negated a lot of the things. Time of possession, you know, those kind of things we won. So it looks better on paper that we should have won the game based on that, but we still gave away big plays that put, like Mr. Campbell said, put the other team in position to just seal the deal, especially with minimal time left on the clock to redeem yourself. So I'm with everybody else. I'm somewhere between a D plus, C minus, somewhere up in there, but I'm on the same accord because we got to keep possession of the ball and win and close out the game.
Ooh, y'all.
Oh, come on, Troy.
The generosity of the grades are like amazing. So I'm looking at time of possession, 31 minutes, 49 seconds, right? You have 455 yards of offense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have 3 interceptions. Okay. But what's key is untimely penalties. And in the last game of the season, that hurt. And
I think someone's team.
I want to get him a D. I want to get him a D so bad. I got somebody Morgan & Morgan commercial. I want to get him a D so bad. I do. I want to get him a D. But we are a full season in having the same untimely penalties. D minus.
Damn.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
No, for me, I do have to agree, honestly. I mean, we're 3 of 13 on third down, 3 turnovers, which leads me to, again, why I call RJ for this game only, Jamarcus Russell Jr. So pretty much, and then also the fact too that it's December 1st. We're still having conversations about the fact that we have under 10 seconds left on the play clock. We're still having trouble getting lined up. So, and then to go back to Little Baby's point from earlier in the season, because I knew at some point I was going to have to come back to it. She told me in one of my countdown to kickoffs from one of my teacher friends, they said that when you get a D, it's worse than an F because a D says that you at least tried. So for me, I have to go like Troy, D minus.
I'm going to average it all out. Like if I look at all the, if I look at the running game, I'd give it A. The receivers, 8 different receivers caught the ball. I don't recall there being any significant drops. I thought the yards after catches were good. So I would say the receiving performance was an A. Even caught a couple of tough touchdown passes, right? So I give running backs an A, receivers got an A. The offensive line, the penalties would probably put them in the C category. That would be the penalty.
And sacks.
How many sacks did they give up? 2 or 3?
How many did they?
Somebody said
4.
5. Yeah, 4 to their none. We got no sacks on them and 4.
We gave up 4 sacks.
Yeah.
Yes, 4. Okay, so I would say the offensive line got a C. And then the quarterback play, if we're gonna go D, then probably the quarterback play got a D for the 3 interceptions, right? So if I average it all out, we're probably looking more so along the C level. If I average it all out, and the play calling, it wasn't bad. I mean, I don't know if it was, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. So it was about middle of the road. So overall, I'm gonna give the offense a C. Solid C.
I think you being a little nice on that offensive line. They had some whiffs, especially in tackles.
I'm gonna go C, probably C minus. Main reason, Brian kind of broke down what I looked at, but what gets him back to a C for me is they were 2 of 2 on 4th down.
Hey, Brian, can I ask you a question? And this is kind of serious. You've seen this team the whole year, and I'm going to cut it in half. We went on a 4-game. What? We went on a 4-game winning streak. Is that right? 3-game winning streak.
4 or 5. We won 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Did you? Okay, let's go from the Jackson State game on. Okay, well, right before Jackson State game, the Southern game on. Did you see watching this offense? Because you talked about the play call. Did you see anything different, or was it the same play calling game in and game out?
2 games.
There were a couple of games where the play calling looked good. You know what was funny about that? There were drives where the play calling looked great, like it was in sync. And then there were drives where it was like, why are we calling that? Why are we running that? And I almost think you hear about people scripting plays.
Right.
I don't know that that's funny. I never asked that question. I had plenty of conversations and had opportunities to talk to Coach Burris. So I did not ever ask him, did he script plays? That's probably my fault because I had plenty of opportunities to ask him. But I always felt like there were plays that we ran really as almost, I hate to say throwaways, but I feel like we ran some plays to set things up.
But it never got set up.
But it never got set up. Exactly. And then there were drives when, like, that'll be the great thing. If you go back and look, there were some great drives where we would go 7 plays and 75 yards. Everything was sharp and crisp. And you'd be like, and we would look at ourselves, me and Chester, we would look and say, man, how come we can't do that every time? That's what when we look like that, that's when we look like we look like the offense that all of us wants us to be capable of. The running game, the passing, there was a nice mix. But then there were drives, we'd come back, and I don't know if we ever had, go back and look, I don't know if we ever had 2 consecutive, let me go back. I don't think we ever had 3 consecutive drives where we looked good. We would maybe have 2, and then we kind of, the third one, right? Or maybe we'd have 1 good one, 1 bad one, and then come back with a good one. I don't know if we ever put together 3 great drives and knock the team out. I don't know. I'm just trying to go recall here.
No, I think the reason why I asked you that because, hey, I appreciate you, because you didn't throw anybody a bus. You were just giving an honest opinion. So there was nothing negative about what you said. I want to be clear on that. And my question was that question because you said something that was interesting. You said we'd go 7 plays or something like that, 75 yards. But the only problem with that, and you probably know this, it wasn't 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, whatever. It was 1, 1, 1, 10, and then 60 yards. That's really what the drive. So that was the thing that was really, to me, why you didn't see consistency, because there was no consistent drive. Is we either hit it hard or we stalled out. That's all our scoring plays. So that's why I was wondering about what you saw any development, because that's all I saw all year, especially on the back end when we start actually scoring points over 21 points. There were no drives. They were just home run hitters, which was great. But then we never could, to your point, when we needed a drive, which especially in this game, when we needed a drive, we couldn't get the consistency. And I think that played in all the way through the course of the year.
I'm glad you brought that up because it's something that I want to find. I'm kind of I want to be a stat. I probably get with Marcus on this one and be a kind of stat nerd and go back and look at the drives. And I want to be able to go and look at our scoring drives. And I bet we will find in our scoring drives some similarities to those points that you're talking about. Where if we look at our scoring drives all season, we will probably see that, we had a gain of 3, gain of 2, gain of 15, gain of 15, then back to a gain of 3. Then we hit another 10-yard gain, you know, where all that stuff would go on. And I want us to, I do want to kind of break down the scoring drives in some of these games and really kind of look at that. And yeah, so you gave me something. You gave me something I want to that I'm going to chew on and try to see if we can break that down. I want to ask you all a question. I don't know if did everybody get their grades in?
I think so.
Yep. So as we think about, you know, end of the season, and I know we mentioned doing a end of the season thing next Monday or maybe another show, I don't know. But I want to ask this one question to you guys. And I want you to think about this, and if you want to table it and come back later, and that's fine. But I kind of table this as, you know, what the heck? And I want you to think about one thing, and I'm going to go first, and I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking about. I want you to ask yourself, what the heck? When you look at this season, what's the one thing, and there may be several, but just one thing that stands out that you look at and say, what the heck? Why did this turn out to be like this all season? What the heck? And so my what the heck is, how is it we held a team to 10 points in the opening game and literally for 3.5 quarters looked like a defense that I swear, I will go back and look at the audio from when I called this game. I swore, and Kelvin, you were in the box when we called the first game. And I looked at you and said, boy, this defense looks great. This defense looks good, man. We're going to be good. And then all of a sudden, that last drive against Howard, we gave up. We like bled out. It's like all of a sudden we burst a blood vessel or something, and we just bled over ourselves, and they marched down the field, scored a touchdown. And from that moment on, we gave up plus 30 every game forward, or at least 28 or more every game forward. What the heck? Why did that happen? Why did we look good for 3.5 quarters in the first game of the season, and then every game after, it was just like, blah.
Brian works in a Christian school. I work in public school. We call it WTF. And I work in the hood too.
See, I'm at a Christian school, so you know.
I'm public school in the hood.
Right, it's simple. Howard was a bad team, and we allowed ourselves to think they were a good team. Howard was a bad team. That was
we faced other bad teams. I heard you guys talk about. We lost.
Who allowed us to say they were a good team? Keith said they were sorry when it happened. Yeah. And I went on to predict they was going to have a losing season. I stood on business that day.
You got that one right. You got that one right.
So that's what it was. Because if we had to move, because my point of it is, if you had to move that North Carolina Central game up to the first game or the Alabama State game, see, you wouldn't even have this thought process, because that defense would have showed you exactly who they were right then and there. It was just the way the calendar laid out that fooled you.
Okay.
Yeah, you might have a different quarterback then too.
I ain't gonna lie to you. My WTF was definitely the Howard game. Like, honestly, there was a difference for me. Like, the Howard game was the one game I about crashed out this year, as the children would say. Like, that was the game where post game, I was so glad J. Peeps does the instant reaction. I stopped doing them because I would have crashed out. I'd have been cussing all over the place. And it was because of the simple fact, game recognized game. Like, everybody who played football can tell you, you know when the other team's not good. You know when you lose to a good team, and you know when you lose to a bad team. Howard never passed the eye test. And watching that game and seeing the fact that they didn't pass the eye test, and not only did they not pass the eye test, our coaching didn't pass the eye test. That is what got me. And it was that you were unwilling to make adjustments. You were stubborn. You were insulted, and it infuriates me to think about it. You were so stubborn, and it was damn near arrogant, and even continuously saying, this is my guy. And even post game proving he had good stats. Yeah, he got good stats, but we can still see that was the game for me. That was the WTF moment, because in all three
first game of the season,
you showed so much that became what we saw throughout the season. That was like, this is not the team that is made up of talent that you've brought in. Like, I just saw it on Twitter. This is the best recruiting class in HBCU football. He had a losing season with it. Like, you're seeing Ritter hit the transfer portal right now for multiple reasons. Oh, yeah. I just retweeted it.
Yeah, I just saw it.
Multiple quarterbacks are probably going to hit the portal. And you're losing like
2 or 3
good players. I mean, you got 2 or 3. I mean, but you had 7.
but again, see this, and again, I hate to be that guy, but who says those were the best players? Because you can't have it both ways. Either they were the best players, which then leads to not being coached, or they weren't the best players, which means we evaluated wrong to even bring them in. So you can't have it both ways. And that's my whole thing. That has been my argument. And I'm going to stand on this hill till they tell me not to do it anymore. The evaluation of those guys that people thought they were good, when usually based off of when we start checking, like I said, the kids that you're going to get, or you build from within, that's what it is. So I'm sorry. That's why I'm not going to hold credence to that. Now, here's the problem with your point, Keith. Now, I'm going to flip. Prairie View had the #1 recruiting class. Look what happened with them. So that's why I lead to believe that, to your point, it's probably the coaching. It's probably in it because they brought in, they had 70 guys. He flipped that whole roster. Delaware State got guys that they weren't even ranked. I mean, he kept the guys like Gillis that had been there. So if you look at those 2 schools, use the portal, and us, Florida A&M, well, we should be able to pick, again, at our level, of course, certain players. Prairie View, look at them, look at us. Look at the all SWAC team. So I just want to point that out.
So for me,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, so for me, my WTF moment, or my what the heck moment, I'm going back to fall camp. I'm looking at, again, I'm not able to be there to see the practices and everything. It's not open practice like how it is in the pros, but I'm looking at like when they posted the tackling drills, when I'm seeing the offense consistently get the better of the defense. I'm not seeing anybody, wrapping up, bringing their arms. I'm not seeing anybody playing with that controlled aggression, that reckless abandonment, I'm not seeing any defensive players trying to make a statement, trying to tackle, trying to intimidate and pose. I'm just seeing our running backs run freely through these guys like chop liver, like sharks with chum. And also, too, even in fall camp as well, like I get it. We all like laughed and everything and had a good time with the video with the young lady who went through practice with the team and everything. But, like things like that kind of, when I see that, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if that was really a good idea. I get it. Fall camp antics, you got to keep people interested and catch interest, because when you're in the dog days of fall camp, you got to fake it till you make it at certain days. Like certain days, the juice just ain't there unless you fake it. But also my other WTF moment would be the Central game, because that was the game that told me, I was like, all right, I want to see how do we physically match up against an old MEAC foe that, again, in the MEAC, it's like, who do we look like? How do we play in a phone booth in a barroom brawl? And they came ready. Granted, also, it wasn't fair to Jet to have to go up against one of the best teams in HBCU football. But at the same time, too, we only had 43 yards rushing. They had almost 200. We had 154 yards receiving, granted, but they also had almost 300. So that's the game where I was sitting there like, and I even met up with Philip Sylvester during that game, and I was like, dude, this isn't the standard. This isn't what it was like when you played. This isn't what it was like when Bishop played. Like, this is not it. So that's my WTF moment.
And the boys had a lot of FU in that game. I don't know how many people were on the sideline. I was there. Like, so I went to their side of the end zone. And unfortunately, there was the one day I decided to wear Crimson and Cream, not thinking. And they're like, oh, FAMU, don't get the Crimson and Cream. Them dudes walked onto the field and was F a brag, F a FAMU, and we're gonna show you. And they came in there with an axe to grind. And even post game, Troy, I think you were in there with me. It wasn't about us. It was never. You were just an opponent. You weren't FAMU. You were nobody. That was the most disheartening part of it. And for me, that was my moment when I was just like, man, F this whole situation mentally. But to see a team come in there and a coach literally say, it's not about them. It's all about us. We handle business. Let's get back on the bus and go to our next job. You got treated like a prostitute.
Yeah, literally. Usually social media teams, they'll kind of poke and jab at you or something. They were like, oh, well, our trip to the Sunshine State was pretty good. Well, we're back home now.
Like,
it was something like that.
They ran through us like we were a $2 street walker on OBT.
Mm-hmm.
And did it with pride.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else want to drop a?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ashley, please.
So that leads to my WTF moment where this season. So last season we kind of got named soft in the middle from a defensive perspective, and this year I would have thought that we would have kind of worked on that and improved that, and which to an extent, some things we did see some things happen, and there's always caveats to personnel, but we just still had defense just did not, improve. And the even bigger WTF for me that is that we just aren't feared. Like there's no fear. There was a time when we were feared as a program and as a team, and especially feared. Bragg was fearsome. Like opponents almost had lost in Bragg before they even hit Tallahassee city limits. They knew like we're not going over there. We're going, but we're not going to win. We're going to try, but we're not going to win. And Bragg has become like the feeding ground for L's for FAMU in the blink of an eye. So more than anything, we are not feared at all as a program, and that is crazy work.
My WTF goes into that vein. 3 40-point losses by schools that we consider our equals. And they came down here. Keith already called it what it is. And Keith and I were there. The two games that really hit me was when the people from Alabama State came off. And you know what they thought? They were like, we've switched positions. You guys are going to be the third, fourth team. We're going to be challenging Jackson State. Jackson State came down there, brought their people down there, and they were like, oh, we ending this. You ain't going to never be on our level. And literally, players and coaches said that. I know coaches on both. Everybody knows Eddie Ryan's my guy. And they thought it was funny. For them to come to Florida A&M and say, now, you guys, and now this is social media. Alabama State folks think they're on our level now. They're crying about being 10-2. We done did 10 wins like it's nothing. They think they are now the big dog to challenge Jackson State. We can't allow that. And those 3 40-point blowouts got people thinking that we're second tier. That is just unfathomable to me. That just when you see that, and for these teams that remember, other than Jackson, we have tussled with. Other than 59-3, every game has been a tussle. We had a winning streak against Central. We doggone sure had a winning streak against Alabama State. And for those two teams to come in there and to say, oh, this is over, and to the point where Ashley said, to a point where people were like, oh, yeah, Valley's going to beat FAMU. And was serious. And was right.
Were there really people staying that pregame?
Yes.
I mean, there were people. I didn't see it. I was in a bubble. So
cash money.
We said Wednesday that it was a possibility.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
My
but
boy
possibility
Ace,
though. I mean,
my boy Ace said it. He said Wednesday night when we usually do our picks and stuff. He said Valley is going to beat FAMU, and that's going to be the end of Colsey. He picked Valley.
Okay.
He picked it.
All right. He put it on wax. That's because a lot of people look. You know how I roll. You either got to put it on wax or put your money where your mouth is. So a lot of people will talk all that cash, but not enough people will put it up. And that's
I just told you they're not scared. Brian, they're not worried about us.
No.
Oh yeah.
And Brian, usually they'll do it, because you know how it goes. Every week they'll pick against FAMU. So broke clock is right twice a day, right? But this was a level of confidence.
No, they're serious this time.
They was serious. And unfortunately, because I pushed back, and again, I think L. Dot was in here. He probably wanted to check Scott out. But I was like, there's no way we're losing the Valley. Y'all just doing that talking just because y'all just talk. But you looked at the game and you were like, darn. And I'll just say it like that. This is a possibility we're going to lose this game.
Mm-hmm.
And that just never happened. And again, I don't want people because, again, I love Coach Simmons. But again, we've had multiple coaches to make this program successful. We're not a one-coach program.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing about it. So no, the standard is the standard. So yeah, Brian, there were people that had no problem with the Bethune-Cookman game. We had been, Bethune's gonna beat y'all easy, Mr. Campbell. Easily.
Well, I had more respect for Bethune and the possibility of losing to them than I did Valley. And
I told you.
My boys picked that one too.
You was going through all the stats. Remember last Wednesday? You was Valley last in this, Valley last in that. And I said, man, that don't mean nothing against our defense. And Mark was like, yep.
He said it.
Yeah, we knew it was gonna be a shootout. Now, my bad. And I think this ad contest is to what everybody else done said. And I went back and looked just to make sure I was right. Fourth quarter defense. Do you know out of 12 games, there were only 3 that we didn't give up double-digit points in the fourth quarter? Only 3. You know, Howard was one of them, and the 3 points we gave up cost us the game.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama A&M was one where we only gave up 1 touchdown.
It stopped scoring by that point.
And Albany State was the other game where we gave up 8. Every other, we gave up 10 to somebody, and then everybody else had 14. And I think Jackson State had 17. Fourth quarter defense, WTF. Couldn't stop nobody when it mattered.
And on top of that, I think the worst part was in the Florida Classic post game, where it was like, Troy, you were next to me. We've been in this situation before, and we've succeeded. And I'm sitting over there, and Troy, I'm glad nobody could see my face, because Troy could attest. I was looking straight at the sky. I didn't really have any questions. I tried to think of what Rattler Nation want me to ask. But it's like, we've been in this situation over and over again, and the junk don't work. Like, you don't stop teams at all this season. At the end of the game, you give a point. We're cursing. We're upset. We're frustrated. Like, I literally packed my stuff. The second Cookman scored, I packed. I was already packing to go down to the post game because I had already accepted the fact that I'm like, these jokers about to give up a touchdown. And I think, to your point, Kelvin, all season long, we had the same problem and we never fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Troy, did you get yours in yet?
I think we can't hear.
Hold on, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Let me go ahead and say this.
Trying to cuss out them Seminoles or the Raiders? Hey! My boy got fired, so y'all might hire him, please.
Who?
Stoops. You know I like Kentucky.
Oh yeah.
I'm a Kentucky fan too.
He can't come back. I done told y'all, Game Street closed. He can't come back. But my what the F moment really, and it's a lot of us took time out of our day to go research the recruits that were coming in. And after the Montez or CJ fiasco, we really wanted to see who was who. You go out and you get a JUCO All-American who, quite frankly, was the best thing on his team with a bad offensive line, with questionable run game, was able to throw for 2,500 yards and not do anything in fall camp with that talent. That's my what the F moment. And I know I was the one saying that kid got to beat out RJ 2 times over because of everything. Come on, man. If this is showing up in the game, I don't know what's showing up in practice. What is your QB evaluation? What the F?
I'm glad you asked that because QB evaluation. I was out full transparency. The reason why I cited, because look, I'm not on the fence. I'm not on part of the fence club. I'm not there at practices. I'm not getting the practice reports. I'm trusting. And at least thankfully, I will say I saw a first-year quarterback struggle early, get better during the season, and have a bad final game. Enough so that I'm actually probably maybe the only person that is encouraged of what his development could be with a good offseason of work. Because there is a clear understanding and knowledge that there is footwork issues that need to be improved on, but all that will come with the offseason. Like that wasn't going to come during the year. It's going to come in the January to April months. That's when all that work will get done. Because remember, he didn't come on campus until May.
Well, let me say this, Brian. You that's your opinion. You fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
well, let me.
You know.
But what my pushback to that is, that's if the same staff is in place, perhaps. If there's any change,
all I know right now.
If there's any change,
sure,
and you got to compete,
sure.
This season ain't gonna mean a damn thing.
No, it won't. You're right. Yeah. You're right.
But Brian, Brian, you know what? I'm gonna jump on that hill with you. And I hate to be this guy, but I saw it in the chat. And I'm gonna do it. I don't care if people don't like this. If Willie Simmons had RJ, he'd be all swag. You see some things with RJ that if he had proper coaching, proper tutelage, because if Rashawn McKay could be second team all swag, and that was game manager of the year, what Willie would have had this boy doing would have been amazing. So I see what you're seeing, but I also agree with Kevin. The thing with is the coaching. He was never
here's the thing about the coaching. Because I asked this specifically. RJ spent more time learning the offense, learning his teammates, having to rely on his skill set as it currently is constructed and what he can do. And you saw arm talent at times. Like he threw some balls where he was fading back on the wrong foot and he was hitting guys. You're like, God dog, man. And so we would go to always talking about if he gets his footwork and his feet right. But again, we talk about coaching, and I'm telling you, the time to be able to coach him up on those things wasn't there because of what he needed to learn in between. Like, again, the development and the need to work and improve on your footwork, that comes, as it was told to me, comes during the off-season time. During the season, you're learning, you're working on the plays, you're working with your teammates, you're trying to get on the same page with everybody. That's where all of that happens. And remember, we were short on the amount of time that coaches had with guys because of that APR stuff. So that is a reality.
But there was at least a quarterback that didn't have that issue.
I was about to say that this is my pushback to that. And to Troy's
if you didn't have a favorite, see, if it was a true competition, then
because let's be honest, RJ has a higher ceiling than most of the quarterbacks on the roster. The problem is he's closer to the floor than the other quarterbacks on the roster. So I think, and we saw this at FAU, Jet didn't look great, but what Jet does is throw with anticipation. Yes, we said the same thing in every game with RJ. His stats were good. He protects the ball. He holds the ball too damn long. He doesn't throw in anticipation. He has moments where he flashes, and I love the comparison to Rashawn McKay because honestly, that's what I compare him to. And I even messed with Rashawn McKay. I was like, that boy ain't no fresh cut McKay. Because once Rashawn McKay cut them dreads off, he's a different quarterback.
Yeah,
and I'm being like sarcastic with that,
No,
but it's
high
also
football
the reality.
IQ, right?
He had a very high football IQ, but
Yeah,
he had to
yeah.
learn it. He had to grow into it, and I think, much to Mr. Campbell's point, Troy's hinted at it, and Kelvin's kind of saying it too. It was too much, too early, and we threw him to the wolves, and you let him just go out there and struggle. And as Kelvin pointed out, that film ain't gonna mean two pisses because as a new coach, I know. And we're presuming a new coach may come. We don't know if it will happen. I can't sit up there and bank on last season and him coming in this season and having a competition and knowing his raw skills still aren't better than what I potentially got on the other side of that bench.
Hey, Brian,
I think he's still a good quarterback, but I
want to point out one other thing too. And this is the thing that we all complained about. And I'm talking about championship teams. You know what South Carolina State did? They played 2 quarterbacks, and they gave them both reps to make them finally to see who was going to be their starter. I'm just letting you know, Stubbornville was on that team. Atkins was the one that ended up the starter. Same thing at Prairie View. Tremaine Jackson played both of those guys because, once again, I'm going to put both of you guys in, and he said it. One of you guys is going to have to win this job. That was the thing early. What FAMU should have did with both of those guys. Because if you had done that, because now that Jet is that, what is Jet? What is Jet? But also what it would have done, it would have put pressure on RJ to get better. Because we early in those games, that Howard game, both of those guys should have played. Definitely the game against FAU, both of those guys should have played. You should have played until one of those guys played themselves to be the star. We had nothing to lose at that stage. And I'm using those 2 guys because these are championship coaches that did this.
Yep.
They did not know who their quarterback was. And both of them had quarterbacks that were there previously under old regimes. So all of a sudden they know what to do, or we know what to do better than those guys. Sometimes imitation is the best form of flattery. The guy down the street is doing it, maybe we should do it. So that's my thing that I think a lot of people were frustrated about is that you didn't even give the other guy a shot. And these were times both of those guys should have played all the way through. It wasn't going to hurt you either way.
Or when you did, it was late in games against FAU, or he has a couple good runs, then you pull him, and it's like, all right, man. Like, I get it. I'm not knocking the fact RJ had a good season at the end of the day, but I do feel like you had one. I'm not gonna say Jet would have won you those 2 games that would have stopped this conversation, but Jet probably would have helped you get that one game to make this at least 6-6.
Yes. Oh, yes.
The Albany State game was the one that just really just pissed me off. When he came in the second quarter and we scored him 10 points and should have had 17, and then he didn't bring them back the second half. I was like, okay.
And then you didn't reciprocate what you did earlier against North Carolina Central. That was BS.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, because when it was the other way around, you flip quarterbacks. But when it's this way around, you just let them sit up there and struggle against the best. And it's like,
and a lot of people don't realize, and a lot of people see coaching and decision nuance, the stuff that ain't talked about matters sometimes. In a case like that, yeah, he started and he played. He didn't take all the first team reps that week though. He was still splitting reps.
Well, there's another WTH. I mean, that'll be the mystery. Yeah. That'll be the mystery of all mysteries this season, I think.
No, I mean, I think the old adage that people tell us all the time, loyalty gets you killed.
Well, we'll have to ask. Look, I think that has to be the number one question when there is a postseason press conference to ask why that decision was made.
But I think he's answered that, Brian. I think he answered that throughout the season.
Okay.
I think
he definitely answered the 220 Club a billion one times because they pressed him.
And he answered it. Yeah. Remember, he answered it with us. That day RJ had that last really good game at home. He answered it. I think loyalty got you fired.
Beating the dead horse, as Troy would like to throw that meme out there. Just throw that.
Loyalty's gonna get you fired.
Just keep beating that dead horse. All right, I'll stop. No need. All right. Good stuff.
All right, let's get ready to wrap it up, man.
Yeah.
So make sure. Look, let's have everybody give your send-offs. Let everybody know where they can find you. We're gonna do a review show. Brian started to write these review ideas down, and we got a whole week to work on them now because there ain't no football game on Saturday. Thank God for that. So we're gonna come with try to have like 4 or 5 segments and try to make it wrap it up for next Monday. But we'll start. Ashley, you look like you ready. Let us know where everybody can find you, what they can do to support what you're doing. I see Troy got a little bit of that support up there, and I just tell everybody about what you're doing.
Ashley Coleman here, working with Fang Exchange. Myself and my girl to say shout out to Tashay. She wasn't feeling well tonight, that's why she's not on the show. But I'm thinking she should be able to be back when we do our review next week. But we'll see. So shout out to her. Get better. Everybody give her a shout out if you can in the chat. She was in the chat. I don't know if she's still there. But shout out to Shay. Fang Exchange. We talk about Fang Exchange very often. Troy on the screen has the logo in his background. We work directly with our student athletes. We are looking to continue to improve, increase, ramp things up. So come check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Fang Exchange are the handles for each one of those platforms. Check us out on the website, www.fangexchange.com. Email us, info@fangexchange.com. DM us, do all the things that it takes to help our student athletes. And it takes us. It takes our fan base. It takes our administration. It takes all of us. The same way with tomorrow, we're going to rally it around Giving Tuesday, and we're going to make sure we give to our athletic department. There's opportunities. Once you do that, there's also an opportunity to support Fang Exchange as we do things more than just NIL as well. We help with nutrition. We help with our student athletes in many different ways that are bigger than NIL. So you'll see some more things from us and showing what we've done, in the year and over the last couple of years. And that's it. Check us out. Come talk to us. We're very personable. We see you in public. We're happy to talk and speak. So that's us. Come check us out.
Come on, Troy.
Again, I'm just going to say this. If you are any part of Rattler Nation, please tap into Fang Exchange, not only for NIL, but they do a lot of good work for the athletes. Like, I cannot say this enough. In this new era of college sports, athletes need to be supported. This ain't back in 1995 when we used to be able to get a Happy Meal for $1.99. That don't happen no more. So let's support the athletes. Let's support Fang Exchange. As always, you can find me at watch.fatmouthsports.net on Tuesday and Thursday nights. Tuesday nights at 8:30, Thursday nights at 8 o'clock. It'll be interesting to see how I'm going to behave this week. We'll just see how Thursday happens. I got my fingers crossed to see what happens on Thursday. But as always, lead with love. And that's all I got for you.
Come on through, J Peeps.
All right. So first thing I do want to say is, definitely continue to support Fang Exchange. I've already told Ashley and Tashay, as someone that, recently has, gotten licensed and has finally gotten my LLC approved, got it approved leaving before Thanksgiving. I would love to partner with them. I've told them that time and time again. So as soon as I clean up some things on my end and get all that settled, I would love to be a business partner for Fang Exchange and, help donate. So you can 1,000% count on me for sure. I will definitely help out. But as well too, you can find us at Penalty Talk on Facebook, on Twitter, at Throw Flags on Instagram. Rattler Roundup podcast last episode for this season is tomorrow night. Me and Bishop. I'm gonna shoot for having a guest on, completely late notice, but we'll try to make something happen. We'll see. If not, then we'll just wrap up and we'll just make it do what it do. Wednesday is the Run and Gun podcast. I'm hoping to have Mr. Campbell on as our guest picker. So far in college football, nobody's done better than 7-3. So maybe Mr. Campbell can break that streak. And next year when we bring on our guest pickers, we may have to start doing like giveaways for our guest pickers. So we'll see what happens there. And then also, in the NFL, Troy and Keith, they both have 12-3 records. So we'll see if Mr. Campbell can beat that as well. But other than that, yes, Wednesday, tune in, Running Gun podcast. And then tomorrow night, Rattler Roundup podcast.
Come on through, Mr. Campbell.
Okay, I'm going to say something in support of Ashley. So, FAMU freshman class of 1988, as you guys know, we are one of 2 school classes, freshman class that have hit the 6-figure mark. We have a plaque over there at the Will Packer Amphitheater. So what I'm asking all these freshman class reunion classes to do is to get at least 100 of your freshman brothers and sisters and to donate to the Fang Exchange $18.87 every month. If we can get 1,000 people to do that, $18.87, you'll be amazed what we'll be in the NIL. So I'm going to work on that. I'm going to talk to Tasha and Ashley, my little sisters, and see if we can get that going, because that is the challenge that I'm going to put out to my classmates and to all these freshman class that done a great job of raising money for Florida A&M. Last thing I'll say to you, Brian and Kelvin, Keith, thank you for this Monday night. And I'm sorry, we had to have our own mass meeting. I teased my people at the 1400, but we needed this. And I appreciate you giving us the outlet to talk about our school and give us a couple of hours to vent. And unfortunately, this was not the season that we wanted, but because we all, by community, I enjoyed every Monday, and I appreciate it. Hopefully I can come back next Monday. And last, tomorrow night, HBCU Coach's Corner, it will be me, Coach Cole, Coach Northern, former Prairie View head coach, and Coach Woody, JSU coach, and Coach Frederick, former Alcorn coach. And we're going to do a breakdown of the SWAC championship game, Prairie View versus Jack State. Want all you guys to come over. We'll probably be talking about some word on the street about, maybe some coaching changes might happen. We'll definitely talk about that. That is part of the news. So, join us tomorrow on the Off Script channel and on the Rocky Metal channel, home of the Coach's Corner.
Got to check that out.
I guess I'll go so that we can let the ONZ Strike Zone carry it out. Keith Hadley, Fangs Up podcast, 5th quarter FAMU, all things FAMU, man. I love FAMU with all of my heart. If it wasn't for FAMU, I wouldn't be here. Both my parents are Rattlers. Both my daughter's parents are Rattlers. So that tells you where I stand with FAMU. I follow FAMU on every sport. So y'all know Thursday we are going to start the pivot. And, shout out to my big brothers on the ONG Strike Zone. I constantly bother Brian, and, we text and talk, but have some different ideas for growth, especially going forward. Definitely, we know football season's over, but that doesn't mean that the FAMU conversation ends. So, we want to find some more ways to invigorate the audience and keep y'all updated, maybe modernized, but, just continue to work with us, continue to support, like, share, subscribe. It means a lot. Definitely hit 400, trying to get to that magical number of 500 so that we get a little more monetized. But just thankful for y'all, man. Thank y'all for the Mondays. Like, this is the idea, honestly, Brian and Kelvin and I threw around last season. Honestly, when I first started doing this, kind of started talking to Kofi and kind of had the conversation about, doing some things together. And then, what happens. And then, we just kind of, as this went on, it became what this is for Monday. So, big shout out. Thank you to everybody for coming on, everyone who's taking out their time, because we're not getting paid to do this. We're doing this for the love of FAMU, but we're also doing this so that, as Mr. Campbell said, we have our own space. We want to tell our own story. We know when you go other places, they don't have FAMU pundits on HBCU Nightly, and nothing against what they're doing. They do a great job, off script. He's got Mr. Campbell, but he don't get all of us. So, it's different when you have your people telling your story, and we really believe in that. So we're definitely looking forward. We have one more show for y'all. We asked y'all to come back for the review show next year. We're going to try and do a whole season of this and, see if we can continue to invite our FAMU people on and continue to grow the product, because we want to make this as best as possible. We want this to be something where you're following everybody on here, where you're consistently coming here to get FAMU content, and you're consistently coming to us and asking us, what can we do? But we're not just asking what we can do, but we're then putting boots on the ground, continue to support our different efforts, whether it's, the tent for the track team, the 10K for the track team, the Fang Exchange. They do everything. Thank God for the Fang Exchange, because I promise you that track stuff, I'm not that smart. I'm not that organized on the business side. So just thank y'all to everybody who supported and, been with us, because this is a labor of love. We do this sometimes in an hour's time to get everything right, to make it look good. But we needed it this year, especially what's going on. And, you know, I want to make sure I say this from Keith. I don't wish ill will on Coach Colsey. I wish him success. But I also understand that this is business. And we all understand in business when success doesn't happen, consequences follow. So I wish you success, Coach. If it's continued at FAMU, I love it. If it's not, I love it as well. And I just want you to go be great on purpose.
Kelvin?
Yeah, I'm gonna be real quick because I got my heavy home run hitter behind me. In terms of Fang Exchange, as someone who gets a monthly deduction to Fang Exchange, I don't just support it and talk it, I walk it. Mm-hmm. And so I'm asking the rest of Rally Nation to do the same. And also when they have special ask, I also try to contribute to that, as well as other things. Athletics is my thing. You know, I spent a lot of time my earlier years giving to all different causes, and I still do, but I try to put a little side money to give out all the different athletic programs, because I understand intimately, the obstacles that are faced. So I want to ask everybody to definitely give to the Fang Exchange, and not just one time. Go ahead, get it set up, whether it's a little coffee money, $20, $25 a month, whatever it is you can afford, man. Set it up so you ain't got to worry about it, and help support these student athletes. Of course, I'm a co-host with Brian and Marcus Green on the ONG StrikeZone. We have this show that we've been doing every Monday for the past about 4 or 5 weeks, and of course our regular show is on Wednesdays. You can find us on several platforms. I let Brian do all that, and then our YouTube channel. But make sure you continue to watch and support. We appreciate you. When you see us, come up and let us know, like you always do. You always tell us how much you love the show. You watch the show. Your family is a family affair with a lot of you all, the wives and the kids and everybody watch it too. So we really appreciate that. We try to bring you good content as well as entertain, but we really want to educate. And so thank you. But catch us on Wednesday at 8:00, and we will see. It should be an interesting week, Rattler Nation, in terms of this week. We have Board of Trustees meeting Thursday and Friday. Tomorrow, Tuesday, is the day of giving. So just be active and pay attention to all of that. And I'll see y'all on Wednesday.
Well. I guess I will close and say thank you to all of you, right? All of you for coming in and supporting the Monday night review. And as Keith said, we got one more of these to do. Next Monday, we'll do a season review. I think that's the best way to sum it up. So a lot of our what the heck, WTFs, all these things will kind of mash up next week. But I want to thank all of you, the Avengers, the Super Friends, all of you guys for your coverage of FAMU and then joining us on these Monday nights. I'll just put it up here again and just tell you, fangexchange.com. That day of giving tomorrow, that's where we can all send our support. So I'll close it at that and just say thank you. Thank you to all of you guys. Thank you to everybody watching. Hit the thumbs up and the like button. Make sure you are subscribed to all of these various channels, and make sure you're showing your support for J Peeps, for Mr. Campbell, for Troy, for Ashley, Tasha. Hope you feel better. Still looking for that red velvet cake, and but anyway, maybe Celebration Bowl when I come to Atlanta. Right, maybe
first home game of the season.
I ain't waiting that long. Keith. If I come to the Celebration Bowl, I'm looking for Tasha for that red velvet cake. That's all I'm saying. I'm just gonna put it out there. But hey, hit the thumbs up and the like button. This show will also be available on the BCSN Pod Zone, the podcast station where you can watch and listen to all of the shows that are part of the Black College Sports Network. Dr. Kenyatta Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab, the Carlos Brown Show, the ONG Strike Zone, a number of shows, maybe more, hopefully more coming soon into 2026. And then, yeah, that'll be it. So appreciate everybody's support. Thank you for joining us tonight for
women's basketball tomorrow, by the way.
Oh, yeah, doubleheader in 2 different locations now.
Yeah.
Women are at home against Jacksonville. They're looking for their first win of the season. The men are on the road in Jacksonville looking for their first win of the season. I got a feeling somebody's getting a win tomorrow, guys. I don't know who, but I'm going to hedge on a bet that somebody gets a win tomorrow. Anybody want to take me up on that? Anybody?
I think Jacksonville gonna get some wins tomorrow.
I should stop there. All right,
ends up.
Yeah. That's come on, Keith. That was cold.
Let me just close the show then. For Ashley, Mr. Campbell,
men maybe.
The men might get a win.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian,
Yes.
real quick. I just want to say something. If my U-Haul confidence offends your insecurities, that's your problem. That's all I got to say. Fine, Coach Brian.
For Ashley, Campbell, J. Peeps, Troy, Keith, Kelvin, I'm Brian. Thank you, everybody. Rattler Nation, we'll see you later on this week. Good night. God bless. Peace out.